It's Johnny B from 97.5 KLAK, and I keep living in the red. Allen Americans Hockey at 975KLAK.com.
And welcome to the NYTEX Sports Center on the northeast side of Tarrant County. It's Allen Americans Hockey tonight, taking on the Fort Worth Brahmas. And the first of three in a row against this hockey team. We'll get to know them a whole lot over the next 3 or 4 nights. So we'll play tomorrow afternoon at 4:05 p.m. and then on Tuesday night at 7:05 at Allen Event Center. So we knew it was going to be this way. We didn't see them a whole lot early on in the season. Then we played them about 4 or 5 times in a 2-week span, and now we'll see a lot of them over the next month and a half as we gear towards the playoffs. And taking a look at the standings now in the CHL, the Americans played 51 games, one less than Fort Worth and Wichita. The Americans with 69 points, still on top of the CHL, thanks to their 2-1 win last night over the Thunder. And with the losses by both Wichita and Fort Worth, they are now tied. Identical records through 50 games, 30-16 and 66 points, 3 behind your Allen Americans. Rapid City has been working their way up the standings all the way up to 4th now. They have played 3 more games in Missouri, but they are with a record of 27, 21, and 5, have 59 points. They bring up the 4th seed in the CHL. If the playoffs were to start today, the Allen Americans would face the Arizona Sundogs in round 1. The Sundogs with a record of 23, 24, and 5. They played 52 games. Quad City does have 2 games in hand. They're 1 point behind Arizona for that final playoff spot. Playoff spot. Bloomington, who occupied number 8 for a while, they've moved up to 7th now after the little skid by Arizona. They've played 51 games. They're 1 point ahead of Arizona, 2 ahead of Quad City. So pretty bunched up there. And look out, or don't look now, but Tulsa has also caught fire a little bit of late. They're only 9 points behind Arizona for that final playoff spot in the Central Hockey League. They have 42 points with a record of 19, 29, and 4. At 1 point, they were 18 points out of that final playoff spot, so they have made up some ground, but it's still going to be tough. As they're talking about now, only 14 games left, so they're going to have to pretty much play about 850 hockey and get some help to even think about moving on to the postseason. As we stand in the Central Hockey League standings, we'll take a quick timeout here and get you more from the NYTEX Sports Center in a moment. Allen Americans Hockey on 97.5 KLAK, Mad Rock 102.5, and 93.1 Katy Country. We're back with more after this timeout.
Star Diagnostic Imaging is proud to be the official provider of MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray services for the Allen Americans. We help orthopedic surgeons in diagnosing joint injuries. We help family doctors in diagnosing pneumonia. We help neurologists in diagnosing MS. Most importantly, we help people by helping their doctors provide them with accurate diagnosis. North Star Diagnostic Imaging, proud sponsors of the Allen Americans.
What makes one cigar lounge different from the other? No, this is not a riddle, but it does take a moment to figure out. What does make one lounge different from all the others? Well, it could be something as simple as the atmosphere. Renegade Cigars in Richardson, right off 190, the Bush Turnpike in Jupiter, is called the Executive Cigar Lounge. Leather Lazy Boy recliners, along with 2 large TVs to watch the big games. A well-stocked humidor with a selection that is sure to help you with your taste. Renegade Cigars. Once you come in and see the difference, you'll know the difference. Renegade Cigars. Find them on the web at renegadecigars.com.
El Grande Burrito in Allen, your #1 spot for authentic Mexican food, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. El Grande Burrito is open daily at 7 a.m., serving all your favorites like migas, fresh homemade tamales, French toast, and the best breakfast burritos in Collin County. Be sure to stop by every afternoon between 3 and 7 for happy hour margaritas. And don't forget Monday's $1 taco day at El Grande. El Grande Burrito, located at 118 South Greenville Avenue in Allen. For more information, call 214-383-4789.
We're your hometown station, 97.5 KLAK.
Back here at the NYTEX Sports Center on the northeast side of Tarrant County, time for our starting lineup This was brought to you by Hampton Inn and Suites. And starting in net tonight for the Fort Worth Brahmas, it'll be Christopher Westbloom. He'll make his first start against us in a while. Brad Fogel has been the guy against the Americans of late. They will start up front with the forward combination of Fox, who just returned to the Brahmas after a one-game call-up to the Houston Aeros of the American League, along with John Snowden and Elbrecht up front, the defensive pairing of Hodge. And make that Hodge up front, along with the defensive pairing of Greg Estergen and Greg Helbrecht. And the starting lineup for the Americans brought to you by the Fairways at Wilson Creek. It'll be Steve Silverthorne getting the call in net for Allen. His second straight start. Mike Marube and Trevor Hendricks, the defensive pairing. And the forward line of Alex Penner, Jason Deitch, and Garrett Clark making the start tonight for Allen. And that's your starting lineup, brought to you by the Fairways at Wilson Creek. We'll get the time out here and be back with tonight's opening puck drop in just a moment. Allen American Hockey at 97.5 KLAK, Mad Rock 102.5, and 93.1 Katy Country. Back tonight, Tech Sports Center after this timeout.
A lot of people forget where they come from. North Texas is our home. And for almost 30 years, I've watched the McKinney-Allen area grow into a place that I'm proud to call home. My customers are my neighbors and my family, and that's why we take care of each and every one of them. Whatever you need, we're here. That's the Thomas Promise. Tom Thomas Ford on Highway 75, exit number 40, right here in McKinney. We've shaken up the wireless status quo before, but not like this. This is big. It's blisteringly fast. It's unlimited, and it's unbeatable. Unlimited 4G LTE from Metro PCS. No data caps, no annual contracts. Now as low as $50 a month, taxes and regulatory fees included. It's the latest technology on the fastest network technology around, and it's unlimited, which makes this the smartest plan around for stupid cheap. And you can get the 4G LG Motion as low as $99. Never before has there been a 4G plan this good. Unlimited 4G LTE for as low as $50 a month. It's hands down the best deal around. One more reason everybody's moving to Metro. Metro PCS, wireless for all. Limited time offer. Coverage and services not available everywhere. Rates, services, and features subject to change. Visit MetroPCS.com or Metro PCS store for details and terms and conditions of service.
American fans, our players trust the care provided by Dr. Michael Schwartz and Ortho Texas Physicians and Surgeons. Dr. Michael Schwartz and Ortho Texas, the official team physicians of the Allen Americans. Ortho Texas repairs, rebuilds, and restores patients using the latest innovation and highest level of care in orthopedic and sports medicine. Now with 7 locations and 24 physicians to better serve you. Ortho Texas is there to help you get back in your game. Be sure to visit Dr. Michael Schwartz at orthotexas.com. Dr. Michael Schwartz and Ortho Texas, the official team physicians of the Allen Americans.
Hey, it's Johnny B from 97.5 KLAK, and I've got one question. Are you ready?
Back to Biani, coming in, Biani breaking in at the side of the shot, he scored! Oh, my goodness!
I mean, really ready.
Agnes Skinner fires right on, he scores! Welcome back to the ice, kid! Where you been?
It's time for Allen Americans Hockey on 97.5 KLAK at 975KLAK.com. Also at 93.1 KMKT.com and MadRock102.5.com. Let's get set for the call of tonight's game and go to the rink and join your CHL All-Star announcer. Here is the voice of your Allen Americans, Tommy Daniels.
Welcome back to the NYTech Sports Center here in Cameron County. Allen Americans Hockey tonight against the Fort Worth Brahmas. And again, the first of 3 games in a row against Fort Worth, as we'll see them again tomorrow afternoon and then again on Tuesday. But this is our last regular season game at NYTech. And as we talked about earlier, Coach said, hey, with the talk of maybe the Brahmas moving downtown and maybe the chance that we don't see these guys in the postseason, this could be the last game ever for the Allen Americans at NYTech Sports Center.
Let's make it a classic. A lot of people are talking about going back to the Fort Worth stock area. But downtown's a great building, brings in a big crowd. That's great competition, great opportunity.
We have a ceremonial puck drop going on down below as Jason Deitch and John Snowden doing the honors. And we'll get the game underway here shortly. I mentioned that one going with their big line up front. And it will be the combination of Jason Deitch, Alan Peter, and Henry Clark. As it's ready for the face-off here, Trevor Hendricks and Mike Rubin on the defensive carry for Allen. As we try to get this thing underway. Brahmas in their dark jerseys with the purple letters. The Americans in their whites. And we are underway here at NYTEX. It's off the face-off. It's immediately setting by Escajes and went all the way around the boards on the near side. Puck down there in the corner, tipped by Clark, and picked up by Berube as he comes towards center. Berube will chip it down the ice as it goes all the way behind Westboro. Just underway here in the opening period. Like these 7:30 starts. And the crowd is starting to fill in here tonight. Tex expecting a big crowd here tonight. Here's Fox, fresh off his American Hockey League call-up. Fired in there from Kenner on the outside. Actually, we haven't seen Westboro in a while. It's been Ras Fogel of late every time we played the Fort Worth Brahmas. Here's Berube back in his own end. Got it up towards Clark, and he'll tip it back into the zone as Allen makes their first change. And we're just about 1 minute into the opening period. As they try to set up now behind the net. As Nukovic skates on behind. He's fired up through center all the way down the ice. And this one will be coming back on the icing call with 18:54 left to go in the opening period.
You know, there's a chill in the air, and that means it's hockey. Can't think of anybody else I'd rather be playing than Texas Brahmas, Fort Worth. Looking forward to a couple games with them. Team came back from a long road trip, looked strong last night, steering towards the playoffs.
Richard Pollock along tonight from Sports Page Weekly. As the face-off will be in the right face-off circle. Back out Montgomery, got it across. Fired in as the puck goes down low. There's a quick shot in front. And the Americans keep it in. Montgomery got it across the ice to Ludwig. Now gets the return pass. They tip it ahead. Lucan now across the line. Lucan with goals in back-to-back games. Milestone night for him. We'll talk about here in a bit. As they tip it back into the zone, Klepper will chase it down. Montgomery right after him, cut off the play as the puck went into the corner. Just over a minute and a half gone here in the opening period. The pass, which was headed out to the point, will come all the way back down the ice. Pass is chased down there by Talon all the way back down to the other end. And they'll wait to set up again. Here comes Talent, right up through the face-off circle. Fired ahead all the way down the ice. Silverthorne. Talent there. Stolen away by the Brahmas. Put in front with a shot right on. And Silverthorne standing strong here in front. As the pass comes back outside to Talent. He fires through. The shot was tipped his line. And now the Americans will come the other direction. As Kardashian dumps it down the ice. All the way behind Westboro. They'll swing it around the boards. And the puck finally picked up there along the wall, sent back to center. Berube whips it off on the near side. Shaftsma taps it back into his own end. Tyler Ludwig up towards center. Got around Mayers. They bring it across the line. Shaftsma off on the far side. And the pass is tipped back through it all the way down into the Allen end. 17-19 left to go here in the opening period. Scoreless game so far at the NYTEX Sports Center. Hendricks gaining center ice, and it's tipped across the line. Here comes Fort Worth the other way as they bring it back in. Snowden now along the wall as they send it back behind the net. 3 minutes gone here in the opening period. Backhander came all the way back out to Schneider at the point. He'll fire. That one got deflected. And right into the glove of Silverthorne, who will hold on with 16:52 left to go here in the period.
I like Silverthorne playing in goal back-to-back games as we head towards the playoffs. Before this game started, we were talking about the season just flying by and only 15 games left. And it's been a great season. It's good to have Silverthorne on top of his game as we head in towards the playoffs.
Well, he likes to play in this building after playing here last year for a brief time before going to Europe. Off the draw, the puck goes into the corner. McMillan went in there after it. And McMillan comes away with it as they get it up towards center. Chopped up in the air, racing over, and Miani will tap it in towards the corner. And we'll get a whistle here with 16:37 to go. And a little mix-up here along the near side. Schneider and Clark were tangled up. And the first power play of the night is going to go to Allen. As Tomas Klempa will take a seat in the box for the Fort Worth Brahmas. So time to go on the power play, brought to you by the law of Kimberly J. Munson in Allen.
Allen had a long road trip. It's great to see him come back and play at home the other night, and look forward to power play action this evening.
Don't have to sell me on coming home after that long road trip. All the way back behind the net. As the puck will chase towards the corner, McKenzie got it back outside to Miani, and we get another quick whistle. Well, Jim McKenzie last night, and I know you were there, the tic-tac-toe pass, Miani to McKenzie to Jarrett Rukin on that goal, which turned out to be the game-winning goal for Allen. It was about as sweet as I've seen. We don't have many tic-tac-toe goals in this league. And that was a pretty impressive one. As a backhander in front, dipped into the corner. Comes back out to Ludwig at the point. He'll swing it down low, Lukin. Minute 37 left to go on the power play. Shifted along the wall, back outside to Ludwig. Drops it back for Lukin. Now Ludwig thought about the shot. They work it down in. Pass in front to McKenzie, who is there in front of the net. And it ends up back outside. Now a turnover as the whistle blew. Skrbashian put it on the stick of Hodge, and we'll get another whistle, and the penalty box door is open again. So another power play here, a 5-on-3, another penalty, I should say. Brahmas didn't like it. But Allen will go up 2 men, and Schneider will take a seat in the box.
I think bringing McKenzie back was great addition. You know, Kip Brennan was a fan favorite, but McKenzie just filled right in and done wonderful for the Allen Americans.
Face-off will be to the right of Westbloom, and it's won by Allen. Miani tips it back outside. And he gets the return pass across the ice. Miani through the face-off circle, down low. Back outside to Miani. Sends it back out. Now Ludwig with a shot, and that one's tipped away. Right back to Ludwig. Over to Miani. On the near side, Miani fires a shot. Traffic in front. They score on the rebound. Brian McMillan was there, and I think McMillan knocked it in the ice. And there you go. One will be back out of the ice, but Allen, on the power play, has taken a 1-0 lead.
It was a simple rebound. You know, the team gets to practice the 5-on-3 an awful lot during practice, but you don't get an awful lot of chances to do it during a game. And Allen really controlled the puck, did not let it leave the offensive zone, worked it around until they got a shot with 2 Allen players right on each side of the Brahmas netminder, an easy tip in, 1-0 Allen.
Scored by number 9, Brian McMillan.
And indeed it will be Brian McMillan's goal. You know, I talked to Steve Martinson. I rode over with him here. A long 45-minute drive. And he said we got to get more shots on net. And especially on the power play, because the power play has been struggling. Well, tonight they do, and they get a goal. Lukin got it across. Quick pass from Ludwig, and that one will be tipped and stays in play. 15-12 left to go here in the period. And just a minute 10 left in the Schneider minor. As it comes back down behind Silverthorne, that one will get fresh bodies out of the ice. Up on the near side it comes. Hendricks fires through the middle. As they get it across the line, quick shot there, fired out of play. And we'll get a face-off coming up in the Fort Worth zone. Mentioned Brahmas have been struggling here at home. They've lost 4 games in a row in this building. That doesn't happen very often. They've been better on the road of late. They've won 7 straight road games.
Well, this is a unique building and a wonderful crowd that supports this hockey team, and they've always had success at home.
Well, they know every bounce. It reminds me, it's like the Fenway Park of minor league hockey. They know where every bounce, every loose puck that goes into the corner, where it's going to come out. They play this one in this building very well. As we'll get a stoppage in play here. We have 40 seconds left to go in the man advantage.
Well, it's great to see the Allen Americans up 1-0. Fort Worth's always a tough comeback team, especially in their own building. I thought the club played great hockey the other night after a long road trip, and looking forward to a great game tonight.
Face off just outside of the Fort Worth end, as Kardashian will take it. And the Americans win it as they get it across the line. Here's McMillan along the wall. They'll tip it down in the corner. Kardashian now. Out and along the wall. McMillan in there to help out. Comes through the face-off circle. Hodge tried to clear. And he'll get some help from Snowden as they tip it back to center. Hendricks on the near side will whip it across. That one bounces back in right towards the net. Westbloom will cover up as he had traffic coming his way.
Yeah, well, we'll take that as a shot on goal from over the red line, center ice. But Allen needs to control the puck, getting it into the offensive zone on the power play. They did a wonderful job with the 5-on-3 when they're set up in the offensive zone. Some strong shots on goal, and with two forwards camped right to either side of the Brahmas netminder, is easy tip in for 1-0 Allen Americans in the first.
Face off to the right. Westbloom. Americans up here 1-0. Get a big face-off win here and a chance to maybe add to that lead on the power play. As Berube sent it down low. As they work in the corner, back outside to Berube. 7 seconds to go on the man advantage. Here's Lukin. Back outside. Got to get a shot away quickly. And now it's chopped down the ice. And Schneider is on top. He'll have it all the way to the bench as the Americans retrieve the puck in the corner. Berube had it, was knocked away. Now Lukin in there to help out. As we're coming up on 6.5 minutes gone here in the opening period. 1-0 in favor of Allen on Brian McMillan's power play goal. Biani will chase it down in the corner, send it back behind the Fort Worth net. Brahmas retrieve as they have it along the near side wall. Tipped up on the boards, now knocked back towards Allen, and they'll get it in front. Deitch couldn't connect. Here's Miani, he'll whip it back outside, and that one will get past. Ludwig back to center. Ludwig, good play there to knock it across the ice. That could have been dangerous as they had traffic coming in. And the puck goes into the corner. Deitch and taken away by Mayer. He'll set it around the wall. Kept in there. Zablowski couldn't come up with the puck. Here's Deitch behind the net. Has it knocked away along the boards. Comes right to Klempa. And now Penner over the top of Klempa there. And picked up by Clark at center. As the puck set ahead to Deitch. He'll bring it back in. Deitch backhanded right on. And a save there is traffic behind the net. And quite a mismatch there. Again, it's Penner and Klempa. And at least about, I'd say, 6-7 inches in height in favor of Alex Penner there. I don't know exactly. I think Tomas Klempa, I'll tell you in a minute how tall he is, but I can pretty much guess it's around 5'7 or 5'8. Well, they have him listed here.
Penner's a big boy and uses his body well out there on the ice. I was going to say Jared Lukin just been a man with a mission lately. Really enjoyed the game he played the other night.
5'8 and 6'4. And I think that's being kind to Klempa at 5'8". As the shots are 5-1 early on here in favor of Allen.
Well, Allen's definitely dominated play so far in this period. Fort Worth's had a difficult time getting the puck out of their zone, and I really believe that Allen's done a stronger job with their back checking.
Interesting story I'll tell you here in a moment about something that happened in this building last time Rapid City was here. As the puck comes along the boards, Hendricks don't fire it, tried to get it across. It was taken away by the Brahmas. Here comes Klempa, gains center ice. They pass. Korsadowski is now sent ahead to Kardashian as he'll race it after it. As the puck came the other way, and it was just in front of Kardashian. There, he would have been gone. Zablowski back in with a shot, and that one will go wide as it was partially blocked. Puck goes in the corner. Lutkovich behind the net. As they've got 11:58 left to go here in the opening period. Sent along the wall. Brahmas knocked it back behind the net now, trying to set up a play. Tipped in front, comes right in front of Silver towards net. Hendricks will tip in the corner. Hendricks bumping there along the wall with Fox. As Ninkovic has got the puck there in the corner. Shaftswell putting pressure on him. Drew Daniels coming in to help out. As they send it around the near side wall, all the way back to center. Picked up there by Snowden. He'll slide it across. Now taken away by Alan Miani. Got it up to McKenzie. McKenzie coming into the wing. It's stripped away from him. Backhanded through the middle by Fox. Right back into the Allen end. As the puck heading towards the corner. Montgomery got there first, and Montgomery is hit hard there as Fox coming in to finish his check. Fox got the pass back outside, and Snowden, who's got a deadly shot from that face-off circle on the right side, let one go, and Silverthorne coming down just a little bit to block that shot and keep it out of the net. And John Snowden, who recently had a 5-goal game against the Arizona Sundogs.
Forward starting to build up momentum. Still have only had one shot on goal, or at least that's what, I'm sorry. 4 shots on goal. A little slow on the scoreboard today, picking it up, but Steve Silverthorne is playing tough in that.
Face-off is just outside of the Fort Worth zone. McMillan got tied up there. Berube has the puck. He'll get it across the line. Brahmas sent it across the ice, tipped up on the boards. As it's knocked back across by Schneider. All the way back into the Fort Worth zone. Berube in the corner. Here's Penner. Tied up momentarily. Berube in to help out. He'll get it up towards Deitch as they come to center. Deitch will fly it back into the Fort Worth zone as the puck heading towards the corner. McMillan went flying in there after it. Pucked up back towards center. Here's Berube again. He'll send it back through the air as Allen will make a change here as we're coming up on the halfway point of this opening period. Schneider coming back in. Hendricks just thrilled him. And the crowd wanting a penalty. Good clean check though by Hendricks as McKenzie will come back the other way. McKenzie back in trying to get it in front to Miani. Intercepted by the Brahmas, and then what had a 3-on-1. We're going to get a whistle here now. As the netting had come off at the other end, Garrett Clark ended up in the Brahmas goal.
That was one of the biggest hits I've ever seen in the Central Hockey League. Hendricks really put it down and put it on, and clean check to me. Of course, the fans were riled up and wanted a penalty, but it's just a great transition game as forwards starts to pick up their momentum and put a little pressure on the Allen Americans.
Crowd still booing here. They wanted a penalty on Hendricks, but that was just a smaller body meeting a big body, and Trevor Hendricks, who barely flinched, and Schneider went flying. We have 2 Schneiders on this roster, by the way. They have Corey Schneider, number 29, and Nick Schneider, number 17. If you will hear a lot about the name Schneider tonight, I guess we should tell you which one is which. And here they bring it back towards the corner. The other Schneider was not on the roster last time we played him. Corey, that is. As they fire it up towards center. Off on the wing they come. Ninkovic will dump it back in behind the net. Silverthorne will send it along the wall on the far side. Tip back towards the point. Schneider will fire it back in all the way behind Silverthorne. As it came around the wall, Snowden couldn't connect. Here's Daniels in the corner, tipped it up on the wall. Americans now fire it across to McKenzie, and he'll get it across, and this one will be tipped out of play. Section D, second to the last row, as a souvenir, we'll get a timeout. 9:13 left to go in the opening period. Our score is 1-0 Allen. This is the Allen Americans Radio Network.
We've shaken up the wireless status quo before, but not like this. This is big. It's blisteringly fast. It's unlimited, and it's unbeatable. Unlimited 4G LTE from Metro PCS. No data caps, no annual contracts. Now as low as $50 a month, taxes and regulatory fees included. It's the latest technology on the fastest network technology around, and it's unlimited, which makes this the smartest plan around for stupid cheap. And you
can get the 4G LG Motion as low as $99. Never before has there been a 4G plan this good. Unlimited 4G LTE for as low as $50 a month. It's hands down the best deal around. One more reason everybody's moving to Metro. Metro PCS, wireless for all. Limited time offer. Coverage and services not available everywhere. Rates, services, and features subject to change. Visit MetroPCS.com or a Metro PCS store for details and terms and conditions of service.
We're your hometown station, 97.5 KLAK.
Back here at NITEC Sports Center, as we have 9:13 to go in the opening period. I was talking with the off-ice officials before the game, and the head off-ice official here was telling me a story, I guess, and he does shots in the building on most nights. And I guess Danny Vitaccio, the goaltender for Rapid City, was so upset the last time they were in here that he felt like he should have had more shots in his favor, obviously looking at his goals against and save percentage. And he was so upset that he came all the way upstairs and met the off-ice official with his pants still on and wanted to argue about shots that should have been in his favor that night. And I can just imagine if anybody's ever been to NITEX, I mean, there's not a whole lot of area to move around in this building. You're mixing in with fans and you're mixing in with everybody, pretty much. Players, ushers, press box. I mean, it's all kind of neatly compacted into this small building. And I guess I guess that as watch Steve Silverthorne down there taking an extra drink as the delay has been longer here during the timeout than we expected. But I guess Vitaccio was so upset that, he didn't even bother to take his pads off. Just came up here and said, hey, I want to watch this tape. You have the shots completely wrong.
Well, I mean, I could see a little griping when you want to get that assist, but does he have a bonus for shots on goals that he saves?
Well, I don't know, but it was kind of a funny story. I bet you that for the fans who were leaving the building that night was probably quite a sight to see this goalie trying to work his way up the stairs to get to the off-ice officials area. So Barnes has been given an unsportsmanlike conduct here during the timeout. So Allen back at the power play again. They're already leading here 1-0. They already had won 5-on-3 in this game here tonight. Barnes just recently signed again by the Fort Worth Brahmas. Lives in the Allen area, by the way. As Miani got it up towards center. Ludwig will bring it across the line and in. Tyler Ludwig got it over to Deitch on the near side wall, and Deitch is shoved to the ice there by Schneider. Knocked away from McKenzie, and Schneider will fire it down the ice with a minute 20 left in the Barnes minor. Unsportsmanlike was the call on the big forward/defenseman. Up on the wing it comes. Kardashian gains the line as he brings it back into the zone. Set up in the air. And now it'll be backhanded down the ice by Mayer with a minute 3 left to go on the power play.
I was talking to one of the minor officials yesterday, and they were saying how the Wichita backup netminder was also the trainer, and I was suggesting maybe we should have a forward or defenseman, in town ready to be picked up when necessary in an emergency.
Well, it happens. As here they come back towards center ice. Hendricks got it off on the wing. Tipped away, right back to the blue line. Hendricks up to center. Backhand pass over to McMillan coming into the right wing. McMillan now drops it back, and a shot is tipped in front. And now the Brahmas will race the other way. And coming back to center ice, all the way back in is Talent. And he got around 2, but then ran into trouble there and lost the puck into the corner. As we're down to 16 seconds left to go in the Allen power play. And maybe time for one last rush. And now Trevor Ludwig knocked a man down behind the net. That was Nutkovich, and he will get a penalty. So 7 seconds away from the Brahmas going on a power play here. As Trevor Ludwig will take a seat in the box.
Well, that was certainly an unproductive power play by Allen. They had an opportunity to go up 2-zip and really never capitalized with anything into the offensive zone.
No shots for the Americans on that last power play, which will expire here. Well, actually, it has expired because the Trevor Ludwig penalty has wiped that out. But Fort Worth will have a minute and 53 seconds worth of power play coming up here shortly. As the face-off will be right to our left here in the broadcast booth. Ludwig behind the net as in Tyler. As they dump it all the way down the ice. That one got past Snowden coming all the way to Westbrook. And now Barnes is out of the box, and the Brahmas get the extra forward on here as they go on the power play. Off on the wing it comes. Hodge will fire it in. 6:55 left to go here in the opening period of play. And a 1-0 lead for the Allen Americans on Brian McMillan's power play goal. Hodge got it across. Quick shot in front. They
inside the game. It's 1-1 with 6:46 left to go here in the open period.
Fox was in a perfect position to just tap home that pass right in front to an empty net and tie this game up. Fort Worth showed their most powerful performance out there during their short time of having the man advantage and have knotted up the score 1-1.
Shots are 6-5 here in favor of Allen as they come out to clean out the ice. Well, obviously a costly penalty there for Allen as it results. A pretty sweet power play goal for Fort Worth.
You really can't miss those when you have an entire net to shoot at. Fort Worth moved the puck from the point down low to the right face-off circle and then crossed the box right in front of the net, and he had plenty of net to shoot at. Steve Silverthorne had no chance with that shot.
As the face-off will come back to center with 6:44 left to go. Hendricks fired it, tipped in now as Dice will head towards the corner. Into the corner it goes. And sent around to the wall. Daniels will drop it back down low for Garrett Clark. McMillan knocked it back behind the net. 6:25 to go here in the opening period. As the puck tipped along the near side wall, Kleppa couldn't come up with it. Dyke set it in front. And now the Brahmas will dump it back to center. All the way back into the Allen end it comes. As Hendricks behind the net, backhand pass by Daniels set up on the wall. Knocked back to center ice, picked up by Daniels again. Now tipped away from him, but he got it right back. Daniels fires it across for Hendricks. He'll tip it up on the wing. Here comes Gary Clark across the line. Clark all the way behind the net. And he lost the puck there in the corner. As the Brahmas will send it through the middle. Picked up there in the neutral zone by Kerbashian. Shaftsma in there to help out. Taken away by Mayer as he knocked it back in his own end. Set across on the near side wall and fired up through center. Missed the pass for Schneider as it's heading towards the corner. Brahmas collect there behind the net. They try to knock it in front. Schneider taking a whack at it there as it was on the netting back behind Steve Silverthorne's net. And now the Americans will come the other way. Sent down the ice by Shaftsma all the way down into the corner. As he and Talent got there, Shaftsma kicks it along the wall and picked up now and fired ahead. Dumped up through the middle and hit along the wall there. Mike Berube finishing his check. And again, a big check there in front, right in front of the Brahmas bench. A couple of them here tonight. And this time Schneider was the recipient of that one. Berube behind the net. Fired it off on the far side. Here comes Kerbashian up towards the middle. Tipped away. And knocked back through center. Brought back across the line again by Talent. Couldn't get the shot away. Outside, quick shot by Snowden. Tipped away. And Miani will collect behind the net. 4:35 left to go here in the opening period. A 1-1 game. McMillan for Allen. And then Phil Fox tying it for Fort Worth. Mentioned Phil Fox called up to Houston just for one game last night. Miani able to get it across the line. And sent around to the boards by Fox. Just want to get past everybody and down the ice. As Montgomery will chase it all the way back down the ice and will bring it back with 4:11 left to go here in the period.
Mike Berube playing some really strong hockey on the blue line for the Allen Americans. Always a team leader, playing a physical game, and he's been more aggressive in moving the puck forward towards the offensive zone. Allen can always have confidence in Mike Berube playing defense for the Americans.
Well, Richard Matvichuk paid Mike Berube a very high compliment. He said he's our most consistent defenseman all season long, and he obviously a 3-year member of this Allen team and become a very popular player with the Americans. Very consistent back there. As the puck set around to the far wall, whipped across and stolen by Lucan. Lucan's shot is deflected away by Westblom. As the puck kept in play there in the corner. Knocked behind the net. Now set up on the wall for Fox as they get it back to center. Fox will tap it off the boards and in. Ludwig will chase it down behind the net. Trevor Ludwig up towards the blue line. Fired from Iani. It was tipped away, and now we get a whistle with 3:43 to go here in the opening period.
I'll tell you, Tommy, I'm excited about tomorrow because we're going to get to see both these teams play once again in different uniforms in a different building. 4 o'clock at the Allen Event Center. It's great to have it back-to-back against your arch state rivals.
Hey, don't forget, too, they got the big Spokes for Hope's ride tomorrow. And Boston's will be involved in that. We'll tell you more about that during the intermission. Spokes for Hope, a big charity that Craig Ludwig is involved in. Americans trying to slide it in front, and it comes back outside to Hendricks. Tip back behind the net. Deitch chasing it along the wall as we have 3:17 left to go here in the opening period. Sent back through the center by Nutkovich as it comes all the way back through the middle. Picked up there by Schneider. At center, he'll fire it in behind Silverthorne as both teams making a change here with 3 minutes exactly left to go in the period. Silverthorne was out of his net. And the puck fired back to the blue line. Schneider now took a bump there from Penner along the wall. And Alex Penner has made his presence known here in the opening period. Tomas Klemper earlier. Now a hit on Schneider. Both the Schneiders have had big hits against him. Trevor Hendricks connecting earlier with Corey, and now Alex Penner introducing himself right here along the near side wall to Nick.
Well, Trevor Hendricks has really stepped up his game and been a positive asset to the defensive core. You know you're going to get great games out of the Ludwig brothers, but without Skinner, undoubtedly one of the top 2-3 hockey players on this team, you know, it's great that Hendricks stepped up his game on the blue line.
Big pickup for Steve Martinson. Knew Trevor well from coaching him in the East Coast League. 2:40 left to go here in the opening period. Puck comes in front of the Fort Worth net. They'll whip it up towards center. Tipped away from Fox. Now Shaftsma trying to get it to Penner. Shaftsma will fire it in. All the way behind Westboro. Took the weird bounce off the back wall right there to the side of the net. The Brahmas right there to pick it up as Talent behind the net. Turnover there. Kerbashian picks it up. Kerbashian back outside. Will bring it along the near side wall. Now he tries to backhand it through the middle, and it's taken away by Fox. As here they come back to center. Chipped in there by John Snowden on his way to the bench. With 2 minutes left to go here in the opening period. A 1-1 game. McMillan on the power play for Allen. And then the Brahmas tying it up on a power play goal from Phil Fox. Up on the wing it comes. Sadlowski coming across the line. And leaves it there for Klempa. Klempa still with the puck. Backhander and tipped wide of the net. And there's a good play by Tomas Klempa, a little speedy guy that got in front of the net, and a backhander. Americans were able to get a stick on it, tip it just wide of Steve Silverthorne.
Allen cannot allow the Fort Worth Brahmas to have so much access in the slot in front of the net. That seems to be their spot that they like to go after. Not getting big shots from the point, but allowing Brahmas forwards to move into that slot area is a real challenge against Steve Silverthorne.
as the face-off will come up here with 1 minute and 42 seconds left to go. Here in the opening period, again, 2 power play goals. 1 on each side. As Lucan coming up to center. He'll fire for McKenzie. Just missed him on the pass. As it will trickle in and come right to Westbrook. And we'll get a stoppage in play here with 1 minute 26 left to go here in the opening period. Still a 1-1 game. Shots are 7-6 in favor of Fort Worth, so that's really changed. At one time, the Americans led 5-1 in shots. And, only 1 shot, Richard, over the last 10 and a half minutes.
That's just a complete reversal of what we saw the first 10 minutes of the game. And as you said, Allen had 5 shots on goal, and Fort Worth had just 1. Fort Worth is playing their hockey game in their home building.
Face-off in the right face-off circle. 1 back to Berube. Berube will dump it back behind the net. Talent swung it around the wall for Lucan. Knocks it back to Miani. They'll tip it around on the near side. Fox went in there after it. And now Lucan comes flying in there as well. Down to 1 minute 8 to go here in the period. Finally, Miani comes away with it. Miani took a shot there from Rouleau in the corner. 58 seconds left to go here in the opening period. Puck still in the corner. Finally batted up in the air. And it'll be grabbed by Snowden along the far wall. And we'll get a whistle with 51 seconds left to go here in the opening period of play.
Well, it looks like both teams are getting a little chippy, and somebody's going to the penalty box.
And neither side has opened yet.
I'm sorry, I thought the referee had raised his hand with a signal of the penalty. Looks like we'll stay at full strength for the last 51 seconds.
Face-off will be to the right of Westbrook. And off the draw, it's the Brahmas picking up the puck behind the net. Fired up now as they get up to center. Backhand pass. Nukovic is too far. Berube will chase it down the corner. Got there first. Taken away by Nukovic with 35 seconds left to go. 7-6 of the shots. Outside, Sadlowski will send it around the wall on the far side. Tipped there by Talent. Won't knock it down in the corner. Down to 20 seconds to go. Now picked up by Deitch behind the net. Klempa in there to pressure him, and it came right in front to Ludwig. McMillan skating ahead towards center. McMillan now bringing it back in. Knocked away by Talent as the puck goes into the corner. 5 seconds to go. And it comes back to center. Swatted out of the air by Nukovic as Clark came in to finish his check as the horn sounds to end the opening period. Shots are even, 7-7 after 20 minutes of play. City with a power play goal. And a 1-1 tie as we'll head to the intermission. And we'll take a break here. Be back with more highlights from the opening period, as well as scores from around the Central Hockey League. Allen Americans Hockey on 97.5 KLAK, Mad Rock 102.5, and 93.1 Katy Country. We're back with more after this time.
We've shaken up the wireless status quo before, but not like this. This is big. It's blisteringly fast. It's unlimited, and it's unbeatable. Unlimited 4G LTE from Metro PCS. No data caps, no annual contracts. Now as low as $50 a month, taxes and regulatory fees included. It's the latest technology on the fastest network technology around, and it's unlimited, which makes this the smartest plan around for stupid cheap. And you can get the 4G LG Motion as low as $99. Never before has there been a 4G plan this good. Unlimited 4G LTE for as low as $50 a month. It's hands down the best deal around. One more reason everybody's moving to Metro. Metro PCS, wireless for all. Limited time offer. Coverage and services not available everywhere. Rates, services, and features subject to change. Visit MetroPCS.com or our Metro PCS store for details and terms and conditions of service.
Fifth Street Pizza, located inside the Stacy Furniture Building off Highway 75 in Allen, was voted Best Pizza in Allen in the People's Choice Award in the Dallas Morning News. At Fifth Street Pizza's always BYOB, so come watch your favorite team on one of their TVs, which include a 120-inch big screen. Fifth Street has the best pizza you've ever tasted. Try their St. Louis style, New York hand-tossed, or their delicious Chicago thin. Fifth Street has a big party room free of charge for your next big outing. Call Fifth Street and make it a real party. Call 972-396-5557. That's 972-396-5557. Fifth Street Pizza in Allen.
American fans, our players trust the care provided by Dr. Michael Schwartz and Ortho Texas Physicians and Surgeons. Dr. Michael Schwartz and Ortho Texas, the official team physicians of the Allen Americans. Ortho Texas repairs, rebuilds, and restores patients using the latest innovation and highest level of care in orthopedic and sports medicine. Now with 7 locations and 24 physicians to better serve you. Ortho Texas is there to help you get back in your game. Be sure to visit Dr. Michael Schwartz at orthotexas.com.
Tony's Place, located across from the Allen Event Center in the Village in Allen, is open daily from 11 to 2 for the best Cajun food in Collin County. Try some of their delicious jambalaya, po' boys, or shrimp creole. Weekends are always special at Tony's with happy hour from 11 to 7 every Saturday and Sunday. And don't miss their Sunday brunch from 11 to 3 with the best chicken fried steak and eggs you've ever tasted. Come watch sports on the big screens with one of their 32 48-inch flat screens or one of their 6 70-inch flat screens. Tony's Place has a live DJ every Wednesday through Saturday from 10 to 2. So come join us after the Americans game at Tony's Place, located in the Village in Allen.
True luxury, privacy, and convenience await you at the Fairways at Wilson Creek Apartments in McKinney. Come live in style in one of their affordable, upscale apartments in this family-oriented, pet-friendly, gated community. Leases start at just $750 for 1 bedroom or $950 for 2 bedrooms. And each apartment features a fully equipped kitchen, washer and dryer, walk-in closets, and stunning golf course views. These are the same apartments that players from the Allen Americans enjoy each season. So why shouldn't you experience the same elegance all year round? The Fairways at Wilson Creek also offer numerous amenities like a 24-hour fitness center, golf discounts, resort-style pool, playground, game room, luxurious clubhouse, and Shop 24, a totally automated, refrigerated convenience store, the only one of its kind in Collin County. Live in style at the Fairways at Wilson Creek. Call 214-544-1477 today or apply online at fairways@wilsoncreek.com.
We're your hometown station, 97.5 KLAK.
Back here at the NYTEX Sports Center, as we have played 1 period, and the Allen Americans and the Fort Worth Brahmas are tying 1-1. Power play goals on each side. It was Phil Fox tying the game late in that opening period on the power play for the Brahmas. Brian McMillan gave Allen the early 1-0 lead on the power play. We'll go around the Central Hockey League here now, out-of-town scoreboard. Playing in Kansas City tonight, Missouri and Wichita are tied 2-2. Also, Quad City and Denver early on in the opening period. A 0-0 score playing tonight in Denver. Bloomington is at Rapid City. That's also scoreless as they play early on in the opening period. And coming up in about 10 minutes, Tulsa will be at Arizona. That's your out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Boston's Gourmet Pizza off Highway 121 in McKinney. We'll be right back with more, including our first period recap. That's again through 20 minutes of play. It's the Allen Americans 1 and the Brahmas 1 on the Allen Americans Radio Network.
Papa Lopez, where fresh Tex-Mex meets innovation. It's everything you love about Tex-Mex with an extra side of wow. Fresh ingredients are just the beginning. Innovative Tex-Mex dishes that will tickle your taste buds you didn't even know you had. New specials every week, designed by Papa himself. Catering service designed to your needs. Papa Lopez at the corner of Waters and Highway 121. Fresh food, detailed service, awesome atmosphere. It's Papa Lopez. North Star Diagnostic Imaging is proud to be the official provider of MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray services for the Allen Americans. We help orthopedic surgeons in diagnosing joint injuries. We help family doctors in diagnosing pneumonia. We help neurologists in diagnosing MS. Most importantly, we help people by helping their doctors provide them with accurate diagnosis. North Star Diagnostic Imaging, proud sponsors of the Allen Americans.
Fifth Street Pizza, located inside the Stacy Furniture Building off Highway 75 in Allen, was voted Best Pizza in Allen in the People's Choice Award in the Dallas Morning News. At Fifth Street Pizza, it's always BYOB. So come watch your favorite team on one of their TVs, which include a 120-inch big screen. Fifth Street has the best pizza you've ever tasted. Try their St. Louis style, New York hand-tossed, or their delicious Chicago thin. Fifth Street has a big party room free of charge for your next big outing. Call Fifth Street and make it a real party. Call 972-396-5557. That's 972-396-5557. Fifth Street Pizza in Allen.
Luxurious leathers of finest fabrics, rich wood finishes. At Knight Furniture, we offer the best brand name furnishings on the market, like Lazy Boy, Royal, Tempur-Pedic, Flex Steel, and many more. And we always sell them at the guaranteed lowest prices. Maybe that's why Knight Furniture has been named the best place to buy home furnishings in Texoma for 6 years running. Knight Furniture, the place to turn when you want the best. In downtown Sherman and Highway 82 East in Gainesville, or at knightfurniture.com.
Keep living in the red. Allen Americans Hockey at 975KLAK.com.
Back here at the NYTEX Sports Center on the northeast side of Cameron County. Our last trip in this building, at least in the regular season. I guess we could end up here in the playoffs, but the next two games will be at the Tarrant County Convention Center. I still call it Tarrant County Convention Center because I remember that's what they called it. It's like, it'll always still, to me, be the ballpark in Arlington. You know, there's just certain names that just don't fit with stadiums. You know, Royal Stadium in Kansas City will always be Royal Stadium to me. I guess if they ever get a corporate sponsorship for this game, or for this building right here, maybe I might call it something other than NYTEX, but it's NYTEX to me, right?
Hey, Tommy, you could call it what you want to call it, because there's a lot of fond memories in this building with the Central Hockey League. But the team needs to move on. Looking forward to it next season, hopefully.
And maybe it will be at the Convention Center, possibly at Will Rogers somewhere down the road. We've heard rumors of that as well. Our first period recap is brought to you by our friends at North Star. And shots in that opening period, 7 for the Americans, 7 for the Brahmas. The Americans had 3 power play opportunities. They cashed in on 1, and it would be Brian McMillan scoring that only goal here in the opening period to give Allen a 1-0 lead. Here was the call on 97.5 KLAK. And he gets the return pass across the ice. Miani through the face-off circle, down low. Back outside to Miani. Sends it back out. Now Ludwig with a shot, and that one tipped away. Right back to Ludwig. Over to Miani. On the near side, Miani fires a shot. Traffic in front. They score on the rebound. Brian McMillan was there, and I think McMillan knocked it in the ice. And there you go. One will be back out of the ice, but Allen on the power play has taken a 1-0 lead. So Brian McMillan would get credit for the goal, and for McMillan of the season, that would be his 11th and his 23rd point. Power play goal for Allen. That was something that was important. Steve Martinson talked about is got to be better on the power play. Matter of fact, going into last night's game, Allen was 1 for the last 14 power play opportunities. That's not good enough.
I mean, and the strategy is shoot the puck on goal. Do not go for that extra pass. Stay in the slot, stay in the position. And Allen did a beautiful job because they had 2 forwards right camped at each side of the Fort Worth netminder.
Well, and that's what, Jim McKenzie, that's where he will help this team coming back. He's a big body that you can put in front of the net with pretty good hands. And, that will help this team on the power play. You'll lose a guy like Scotty Howes, and, people forget about how valuable he was. And guys in the room used to say it, that puck would just find his stick. He was always in the right place. And he was great for this team on the power play. You lost 2 of your better power play guys, and Scotty Howes and Brett Skinner. Both those guys are doing well at the American Hockey League level. You can't take two pieces out of what at the time or most of the season has been the number one power play and expect that you're not going to suffer a little bit. Of course, injuries come into play too. No Daryl Bootland right now. He is out of the lineup, as well as Adam Pino. Bootland obviously out, granted leave by the league, but Pino is battling that injury, and so both those guys, very important pieces to the Allen Americans power play. We noticed an immediate difference when both Pino and Lukin came back. And all of a sudden, they had scored 4 more goals in 3 or 4 games. And, you know, if you take some of your best players out of the lineup, it's just common sense that you're going to probably struggle in those areas. But, you know, hey, they had a big enough cushion early in the season that even when that 8-game losing streak rolled around, they were still getting points. They were losing some of those games in overtime or in a shootout. So, you know, people were like, well, what's going wrong with the Allen Americans? You're not scoring. You're not cashing in on those power play opportunities like this team. Steve Martinson said it earlier in the year. We're not good enough 5-on-5, and that's when this team was winning games. They were scoring at unbelievable rate on the power play, but they weren't good enough 5-on-5. We said, and I remember this in a post-game press conference one time, eventually it's going to come back to haunt us. And it did. When all of a sudden, when the power play numbers started to dry up a little bit, it was, you know, we basically saw what happened. You have an 8-game losing streak, and guys are really, you know, kind of gripping their stick a little bit tighter, trying to make things work. Finally, I think they're starting to come out of it a little bit, and you know, once this team gets healthy, and there probably will be another change or two between now and when this playoff roster is set. But you got to believe in the guys in the room if they're going to get the right guys out here to get the job done.
Well, Tommy, it's a little hard to hear the fans say what's wrong with this team when you're still in first place, except for maybe one Thursday morning. I mean, Allen was still leading the league, everyone shooting towards them. And even though Coach Martinson has the same system on the power play, when the players are different, yes, it takes time. Hal seemed to have the magic of that puck on his stick, especially in the offensive zone during the power play and in the right spot. And Skinner was so dynamic from the blue line.
Well, he's a great quarterback.
Yes.
You know, he knows he can make that pass to find that guy. And you know, Scotty Howes was the guy that could finish in front of the net. And you take those two guys out of your lineup, you're going to struggle. And this team has a little bit, but they've been able to hold it together and pick up points here and there along the way. Now you just got to get healthy and get, you know, Bootland and Pino back in the lineup. And think about this, how good this team's going to be when both those guys return. Those are all 3 right wing guys. And, you know, every one of them asked Steve Martinson, now what will you do in that situation? One guy playing his off wing, he said, no, we'll have all 3 of those guys playing on the right side, so you're going to have whoever on one line, A, B, and C, and that's a pretty good depth that this team will have. And like I said, you probably will see maybe 1 or 2 more roster moves before this team gets to the playoffs, and who knows? I mean, you never know. Scotty Howes could end up back here. There's still that possibility. He's been dealing with a concussion up at the American Hockey League level, so they may want to, when he you know, returns to action, they may want to send him back here just to get ready before he comes back up. And who knows? So I mean, that's looking too far ahead. You got to deal with what you have right now, and that is this team on the ice. And they got to take care of business tonight, tomorrow, and Tuesday. They got to get points in these games. They know it. These are crucial points against teams that are right there neck and neck with you in the standings.
Well, I was talking briefly with Coach Martinson before the game, and he had a lot of excitement heading in towards the playoffs. I mean, he says that we're going to have a great team that works into the playoffs. It was interesting last night. I don't know if you caught this from the broadcast group, that he was chatting quite a bit with one of the Wichita players back and forth. It was kind of humorous, and I asked him before the game what was going on. He just said, you know, mouthing to our bench, and he had to come back and fulfill what he did, what he said. He wasn't willing to do it, and that's just the kind of inside stuff you really enjoy hearing from a coach. And Allen American fans are so fortunate to be able to share that after the game and the post-game conference. I think it's fantastic.
We'll take a quick time out here. We're back with second period action in a moment. A 1-1 game through 20 minutes of play. Shots even at 7. Both teams with a power play goal. Brian McMillan with his 11th of the year for Allen. This is Allen Americans Hockey on the Allen Americans Radio Network.
North Star Diagnostic Imaging is proud to be the official provider of MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray services for the Allen Americans. We help orthopedic surgeons in diagnosing joint injuries. We help family doctors in diagnosing pneumonia. We help neurologists in diagnosing MS. Most importantly, we help people by helping their doctors provide them with accurate diagnosis. North Star Diagnostic Imaging, proud sponsors of the Allen Americans.
Luxurious leathers of finest fabrics, rich wood finishes. At Night Furniture, we offer the best brand name furnishings on the market, like Lazy Boy, Roy Hill, Tempur-Pedic, Flex Steel, and many more. And we always sell them at the guaranteed lowest prices. Maybe that's why Night Furniture has been named the best place to buy home furnishings in Texoma for 6 years running. Night Furniture, the place to turn when you want the best. In downtown Sherman and Highway 82 East in Gainesville, or at nightfurniture.com.
What makes one cigar lounge different from the other? No, this is not a riddle, but it does take a moment to figure out. What does make one lounge different from all the others? Well, it could be something as simple as the atmosphere. Renegade Cigars in Richardson, right off 190, the Bush Turnpike in Jupiter, is called the Executive Cigar Lounge. Leather Lazy Boy recliners, along with 2 large TVs to watch the big games. A well-stocked humidor with a selection that is sure to help you with your taste. Renegade Cigars. Once you come in and see the difference, you'll know the difference. Renegade Cigars. Find them on the web at renegadecigars.com.
At Brandon Thomas Subaru, it's time for the savings event of the year during the Subaru Share the Love event. We're wrapping up 2012 by offering all of our best-selling Subaru models at incredibly low prices.
Like the 2013 Forester 2.5X, only $19,998. And get the 2013 Outback 2.5i for just $215 per month for as low as 0.9%.
So come see us today at Brandon Thomas Subaru in McKinney on Highway 75, exit number 40.
For offers with approved credit plus TT&L. See dealer for details. Outback model DDB01.
Keep living in the red. Allen Americans Hockey at 975KLAK.com.
Back here at NYTEX Sports Center in Northeast Tarrant County as we're getting ready to start the second period with the Americans and the Brahmas tying 1-1. Brian McMillan with the power play goal for Allen. And Phil Fox, who had a one-game call-up to the Houston Aeros of the American League, scored the power play goal for Fort Worth. And shots are even at 7. The Americans will go with their big line up front again. Alex Penner on one wing, Garrett Clark on the other. And Jason Deitch will center that line. The Allen captain, Mike Berube, and Trevor Hendricks are the defensive pairing. As we'll get things going here. Making a roster move today as Riley Boychuk was put on the IR. We'll come to center ice here in this one. I'm not sure what the delay is. Looks like there's some sort of problem with the ice down behind the Fort Worth goal is what the delay is. The Americans are all at center ice awaiting the puck drop. Brahmas players all seem to be concerned, heading down there to see what the world is going on.
Well, it's a little challenging for us to see it from our press box vantage point up here. Now I think they're ready to get started in the second period action.
The Americans will work from the right to the left this period at the NYTEX Sports Center. As Jason Deitch will step in against Brendan Hodge to get the second period underway. And back to action here in Northeast Tarrant County. Mike Berube slides it across the ice. Hendricks fired it up. Too far for Clark. He'll bounce into the corner. Deitch took his man out of the play. As the puck comes along the near side wall, now tipped back behind. Set along the boards. Big collision there as Daniels will make that Trevor Hendricks unloading. And that was Phil Fox that was the recipient of that. He went hard down to the ice. Americans have it behind the net. Get it out to Kenner. Fired up now. Is swung around. Clark off the wing for Deitch. He'll fire in wide. Actually, tipped there. It was heading towards the corner, and Westblom got his stick out there and deflected it. Americans get it off of the near side. Ludwig fired to the head. The pass was intended for McKenzie, who got in front of Rouleau. Now McKenzie's got it behind the net. Chase there by Rouleau. McKenzie still with the puck. Now finally tipped away, and Talent will put it right in front of his own net. And his goaltender, Westblom, ended up having to make a save there. As Talent, I don't know what he was thinking, shoved that puck right towards his goaltender, who had to go down and grab it momentarily and make a save. Now, the Americans will not be given credit for a shot there.
Another one of our pre-game discussion. I was just thinking about Jason Deitch. Now, he spent many years playing for the Brahmas here. We're going to have to ask him what it's going to be like if, in fact, this is his last game performing here, as there is no playoff action for us in North Richland Hills.
As the puck sent up towards center, Linkovich will send it back in. Ludwig will chase it back behind the net. Tyler Ludwig got it up to Lukin. Miani on the near side. He'll dump it back in as he goes behind Westblom. He'll send it around the wall. Americans trying to keep it in. And one of the Brahmas players falling down there. That was Schneider, as the puck ended up back in the Americans' end. Berube back to center. Tipped away. Right back to Berube. He'll slide it back into the Brahmas' end. And Rouleau will chase it back behind the net. Paired out there with Talent on defense. Up towards center ice it comes. Mayer couldn't come up with it. Now he overskanned the puck. And Kerbashian will come the other way. Kerbashian gaining the line in. And he'll fire one over the top of the net. Shaftsma picked it up off the wall. Drops it back for Kerbashian behind. Now Doyle took a whack at it there, trying to tip it in front. They do it. A shot right on. Rebound is there. And a save made as the puck kicks back out to the point. Daniels will fire it down low. But a couple good opportunities there for Allen, and Chris Doyle taking a couple pokes at it there in front of the net. Off on the near side it comes, all the way off the glass and down the ice, and it ends up going out of play with 17:22 left to go here in the second period. And our score remains 1-1 here at Nitex.
Two really good opportunities for the Allen Americans right in front of the Fort Worth Brahmas net. A few pokes at it. We didn't have a clear angle to see where the puck was, but great opportunity to start off the second period.
Say hi to my buddy Tom Miller, listening in tonight. Found me a good bottle of wine yesterday. Still on ice, Tom. Still on ice. Too many games this weekend to open that one yet, but there will be plenty of time for that here down the stretch. As Jason Deitch will chop it back to Ludwig, and Trevor Ludwig fires a shot, kicked away. As Westblom will knock it towards the corner. Montgomery knocked that one out of the air. Clark will chase it back into the Allen end. Ludwig in there to help out as he beat Phil Fox to the puck. 17:03 left to go here in the second period. Garrett Clark fires it off on the far side. Montgomery gains the line and in. Montgomery back to McMillan in front with a shot, and the save by Westblom as McMillan getting for his second of the night. Fox back the other way will send it back in all the way behind the net as Fort Worth making a change here. Shots are even 8-8 in the second period. Deitch sends it across the line. As the puck heading towards the corner, Americans will get fresh bodies on the ice. Here's Snowden dumping it through the air, taken out there by Lukin, and he'll knock it back in. As Nick Schneider will chase it in the corner. Center around the wall, Daniels holding it in at the point. To Daniels, knocked it back in. This one will end up going out of play with 16:19 to go here in the second period. 1-1 game at the Nitex Sports Center.
Well, I think you'll notice that Westblom's goaltending style is he tries to cover as much of the net as he can. He does the splits and has his pads covering on the ice, and the Allen Americans need to lift the puck up, go for those corners. Not going to go score on him on the ice surface.
Face off just outside. of the Fort Worth zone. Jared Lucan will take it. And it's won by the Brahmas as they tip it back in. Talent got it across the ice. Fired up towards Mutkovich as he'll get it across the line all the way back into the Allen end. Sidlowski trying to get it in front. And it's knocked into the corner. 4 minutes gone here, second period. 1-1 game. Power play goal on each side. McKenzie back to center. He'll dump it back in. All the way behind Westblom, who came out to meet the puck. Centered around to the far wall. Brahmas will come the other way. Up to center. Milkovich coming across the line. All the way into the right side. Milkovich putting on the brakes there in the corner as Trevor Hendricks in to put some pressure on him. McKenzie in there as well. And he's shoving away at Schneider, and the Brahmas fans reacting. They're wanting a penalty. And Daniels will chase it down. Daniels trying to clear it out. Kept in by Fort Worth. 15:24 to go in the second period. As the Brahmas trying to get it in front, knocked away by Allen. And here they come back to center as Daniels dragging that puck along the near wall. Brahmas recover. Pass too far there for Schneider all the way down the ice. It's coming back on the icing call with 15:08 to go.
Well, there was a lot of digging and bucking for the puck in the corner in the Allen defensive zone as Fort Worth was putting the pressure on. Allen's playing stronger second period, leading shots on goal. Well, Dayton having the better opportunities so far.
As the face-off will be to the left of Christopher Westblom. Carey listening tonight. Sent a message via Twitter. So Elizabeth tweeting tonight at Tommy Daniels 99 if you want to send me a message on Twitter. Berube picks up the puck in the neutral zone. He'll get it across now, taken away. Here comes Mayer back in, and it was tipped away from him. And the Americans have the puck again. Kerbashian coming through the middle. Off on the near side, Doyle will dump it back behind Westblom. As he went to slow it up, lost the puck, taken away. Right in front, they tried to get it to Doyle, who is knocked to the ice. As it comes back to center, Trevor Ludwig fires it back into his own end. It's the return pass. Down through the middle, here comes Doyle, off for Kerbashian with a shot and a save by Westblom will let one go from the near side. Back to center they come again. Schneider got it across the line as he took a bump there from Montgomery as the puck went behind the net. Coming up on 6 minutes gone in the second period. And a 1-1 hockey game as the icing call will bring it back the other way.
Allen's doing a strong job in back checking, and that always makes it a lot easier for the defense and the goaltender when your forwards put the hip to the letter and get on back out and take the puck away back checking. It's something that earlier in the season seemed to be lacking, and I think the coaching staff is stressing. You have to back check to get the turnovers and the quick transitions into the opponent's opposition to end the ice.
A lot of fans weighing in on the conversation we had earlier about the shots on goal and Denny Bottaccio not being happy with the amount that he was credited for saving that night. And came upstairs to meet the off-ice official. Pads on. As Snowden will dump it ahead. It was tipped away. Clark will send the backhand ahead to McMillan as he gains the line. McMillan fires it in the near corner. Here's Deitch will turn and fire that one over the top of the net. As it's knocked back to Clark in the corner. Bowie couldn't come up with it. As the Americans trying to gain it along the near wall, tipped up to center. Here's Montgomery back in his own end. He'll fire it off on the far wing, and Clark will fire it in on his way to the bench. 6.5 minutes gone. Here's second period. Allen won, and Fort Worth won. Back to center ice they come. Brahmas trying to get it across the line, taken away by Miani. Miani coming right through the middle. He'll gain the line off on the wing to McKenzie. McKenzie with a shot and a save made. Great feed from Miani to McKenzie, and McKenzie let one go high that Westblom was able to not keep out of the net. Here's McKenzie along the wall, trying to get it back to Lucan in front, tipped away. And now McKenzie knocks it back in the corner. Miani had it momentarily. Hodge will dump it back all the way down the ice. as we have 12:48 left to go here in the second period.
You were talking last night about the tic-tac-toe, perfect 3-on-2 pass play for a goal, and it looked like it was almost set up by that way. Viviani gave it to McKenzie, and McKenzie smartly put it on goal rather than having that additional pass back to the center.
He likes Anthony Viviani bringing that puck up. You had him a little bit at the point on the power play the other night. Feels that with the loss of Skinner, he needs a playmaker back there. Likes Viviani in that role. We'll see a lot of teams do that in the NHL. I know. Watch my Sabres a lot. Jason Pominville will play that point. Sometimes they can throw 5 forwards out there on the ice as they dump it back in. All the way towards the corner. 12:35 to go. Here's Berube behind the net. Up to Miani as they skate up towards center. Miani's all the way out of the wing. Got it off on the near side. Backhander McKenzie. And it ends up in front of the net as Lukin ends up tipping it wide. And here comes Fort Worth the other way. Talent gains the Allen line. He winds up with a shot. And Silverthorne able to corral that one and hold on with 12:15 to go here in the second period of play. Shots are 13-8 in favor of Allen.
Jared Lucan had a point-blank shot and a perfect setup by Miati, who's really doing a wonderful job of controlling the puck and moving it forward from our defensive zone into the attacking zone. His game has really stepped up since he's been playing center on the top line for Allen Americans. Very impressed with the work he's done, and assist-wise setting up and also shooting the puck, and I love having him at the point of the power play.
Off the draw as Montgomery sent it back behind the net for Lundwijk. The familiar defensive pairing, they've been together a lot of the year. And tipped away now, sent in as the puck goes towards the corner. Off the boards and all the way back down the ice. Montgomery will chase it, but icing will bring it back with 11:56 left to go here in the second period. Mentioned last night that a milestone goal for Jared Lucan. His 68th goal as a member of the Allen Americans, and with that goal, he passed Colton Yellowhorn into second place, all by his lonesome. Bruce Graham still the leader at 91. But, 68 goals now for Jared Lucan with the Americans, second overall on the list. And you might be thinking, well, that doesn't sound like a lot. Well, this team's only been around 4 years. And for Jared Lucan, a big night. He is, matter of fact, if you look at the American stats, he's up near the top in a lot of them offensively. Kerbashian brings it across the line. Kerbashian through the face-off circle, got it back to Schatzma, tipped wide with 11.5 minutes to go here in the second period. Brahmas up towards center for Weed. Able to get it into the zone. Ludwig will set it up through the middle. Look out, Garrett Clark's got a break coming in. Clark with a shot! And he wound up and fired it wide. Montgomery will knock it back. Tipped away. Brahmas coming back in. Fox all the way to Snowden. Back in right on his second goal of the game. His second of the night. And for the season, that is his 19th and 20th goals of the year. So he's had a solid night after his American Hockey League call-up. Timeout, we're back with more of it on the Advantage Radio Network.
Time for the savings event of the year during the Subaru Share the Love event. We're wrapping up 2012 by offering all of our best-selling Subaru models at incredibly low prices.
Like the 2013 Forester 2.5X, only $19,998. And get the 2013 Outback 2.5i for just $215 per month for as low as 0.9%.
So come see us today at Brandon Thomas Subaru in McKinney on Highway 75, exit number 40.
Full offers with approved credit plus TT&L. See dealer for details. Outback model DDD01.
Hi, everybody. This is Steve Levy from ESPN Sports Center, and you're listening to Allen Americans Hockey with Tommy Daniels.
We're your hometown station, 97.5 KLAK.
Welcome back to the NITEC Sports Center.
The goal is actually scored by number 27, John.
Well, they've changed it now to John Snowden. I don't know if I agree with that. It definitely looked to me like Snowden took the first shot. The rebound came to Phil Fox, who poked it in. But they've given it to Snowden. And we'll see if that doesn't get changed again. And Snowden and Fox are talking about it right now, as a matter of fact, over right in front of the Brahmas bench. We'll have to wait and see. I still think it's going to 7.
And it looks like we have a timeout now as the officials do a little ice repair in the far zone to the right of Allen Americans netminder Steve Silverthorne.
Well, while they're taking a timeout, we will as well. We're back with more in a moment. It's a 2-1 lead for Fort Worth on the Allen Americans Radio Network.
El Grande Burrito in Allen, your number one spot for authentic Mexican food, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. El Grande Burrito is open daily at 7 a.m., serving all your favorites like migas, fresh homemade tamales, French toast, and the best breakfast burritos in Collin County. Be sure to stop by every afternoon between 3 and 7 for happy hour margaritas. And don't forget Monday's $1 Taco Day at El Grande. El Grande Burrito, located at 118 South Greenville Avenue in Allen. For more information, call 214-383-4789.
At Brandon Thomas Subaru, it's time for the savings event of the year during the Subaru Share the Love event. We're wrapping up 2012 by offering all of our best-selling Subaru models at incredibly low prices.
Like the 2013 Forester 2.5X, only $19,998. And get the 2013 Outback 2.5i for just $215 per month for as low as 0.9%.
So come see us today at Brandon Thomas Subaru in McKinney on Highway 75, exit number 40.
For offers with approved credit plus TTNL. See dealer for details. Outback model DBB01.
28, Dan Barnes.
Back here at NITEC Sports Center in northeast Cameron County with the Allen Americans and the Fort Worth Brahmas and a 2-1 lead for Fort Worth. I know they've had some issues tonight with CHL TV, and unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that. I've emailed the league as well as the proper people to try and take care of that, but we're not doing anything differently on this end. So we do apologize for that. But I understand from what I've heard from our fans who are listening tonight on the radio side, that's just fine. That's good. And we apologize, but we've let the league know. They try to get the issue taken care of, whatever that might be. Still a timeout here. Unfortunately, we're here, right basically in the crowd. And so their PA guy is extremely loud. And that speaker is like right there. And it's from time to time when he's screaming, you can hear him very loud. And trust me, we're hearing it in our ears as well. Off the face-off. The puck now tipped across center as it comes back into the Allen end, puck in the corner. As we have 10:55 left to go here in the second period. And the Americans now trailing by a goal. Penner pass went off the span of McMillan as it comes back into the zone. Brahmas will dump it right back down. As Ludwig will chase it back down behind Silverthorne. 10:40 and counting left to go in the second period. Penner able to get it across the line into Westblom. He'll knock it off the boards. As they send it back to the point, Ludwig will fire it right back in. Came off the back wall right in front of the net. And the Americans couldn't connect. Off on the wing for Zudlowski as they get it across the line. Tipped away from him. All the way back towards the Fort Worth zone. Albrecht will dump it down the ice. Berube will chase it down in the corner. Berube bumping with Klumpa there, so fire it back for Zudlowski. Out now it comes to Talon, fires a shot in wide. Here's Rouleau along the wall, tipped it right through the middle. Zudlowski now tries to fire a shot, blocked by Ludwig. And Ludwig will dump it right back towards the point. Deitch back to Ludwig in the corner. 9:48 to go. Brahmas taken away behind the net. Ektovich trying to get it around in front. Ektovich trying to work his way back to the corner. Now a shot from the outside.
Fires one from the outside. And that one goes right to the bottom hole. And Steve Silverthorne, you can tell by the reaction now, I don't think he ever saw that one coming through. And it's now 3-1 in favor of Fort Worth. And again, they'll have to clean up the ice. Not as many this time. But the Americans, you can tell, are frustrated on the bench. And they had plenty of time. They had the puck. It seemed like forever behind the net trying to find an open forward, or in this case, got it out to the point and lost the load, just fired one through traffic. You can tell by the reaction of Steve Silverthorne, you never saw that one coming.
Fort Worth were just buzzing around in the Allen offensive zone. It was only a matter of time before they were going to get a strong shot and goal as Allen was crippled in getting the puck out of the zone.
So a 3-1 lead now with 9:30 to go here in the second period. As they get it across the ice. Up towards center. Brahmas gain the line as they bring it back in. As the puck went into the corner, Hendricks trying to come up with it there. Schneider took it back behind the net, swung away from McKenzie. Now back behind Hendricks with the puck. Sent it off the near side wall, tip back outside. And now picked up again by the Brahmas as they try to get it in front. Vianney will come the other way. Vianney able to get it across the line, just missed the pass from McKenzie as they dump it back to center. Here comes Schneider back in, and he trying to avoid Trevor Hendricks, and he ended up losing the puck as it ends up back in the corner. Americans will try to get it out of the zone. Fired in there by Fox from the outside, and now we got another whistle coming up. I think a penalty, this time interference they're going to say, and it's going to go to Fort Worth. Brahmas don't like it.
Fort Worth has just been relentless in the Allen American zone, not letting the Americans get the puck out of the zone, keep on constant pressure as the shots on goal increase, and Allen's now trailing by 2 goals, but has a big opportunity to cut the lead with a 2-minute power play.
2 minutes for interference at the 11:27 mark of the second period.
So Schneider to the box, Nick Schneider. 2 minutes for interference was the call. And the Americans will go on the power play here with a chance to cut into the lead. Kale Kerbashian will take the draw. Face-off circle on the left side in the Fort Worth end. Off the draw, Brahmas win it. Oh, and that one goes flying out of play as it came right over the top of basically the audio-video guy down below us. And he'll get the souvenir to a fan just to the right of a press box area.
I keep looking up for the video replay board that we so enjoy at the Allen Event Center. Unfortunately, there isn't one here. We have to rely on your repeat of the play-by-play.
Well, if you want to buy one for them, I'm sure they'll let you put one in here. But no video replay in this building. As Ludwig got it across, gets the return pass. Shot fired in, right on, and a save by Westlaw.
That's what the Allen Americans need to do. Get control of the puck in the forward zone, set up the point men, shoot on goal, stay in that slot for shooting, block the vision of the netminder, keep getting pressure on the Fort Worth Brahmas and getting this game lead cut.
Face off again in the left face-off circle. And Jamie Shaftsmo will take it. Won by the Brahmas. Ludwig holds it in at the point. Trevor Ludwig with a shot. It was tipped in front. And Westlaw Ludwig on defense. As Trevor Ludwig will chase it back down. Minute 27 to go in the power play. And Trevor Ludwig blasted in all the way behind the net. Doyle trying to tip it in front, and does as he tipped it right over the top of the net. And it was batted away. Fired down the boards and down the ice by Rui on his way to the bench. As we have 7:40 left to go here in the second period. Minute 5 in the power play. Brahmas leading by 1 in shots, 14-13. McKenzie got it across the line. Now behind the net, tapped around the wall. Backhand pass knocked out of the air there by Ludwig at the blue line. Tips it back to McKenzie off of the wing for Trevor Ludwig, who was able to get it across the line. But it's sent right back down the ice by Rui. 40 seconds to go on the Allen power play. And now one shot on net here, at least during this power play for the Americans. They scored a power play goal earlier. McMillan did. Miani got it across the line. Miani had it tipped away by Talent. And get it back out to the point. Over to Trevor Hendricks. He'll skate back through the middle. Only 18 seconds left in the power play. Hendricks will start again up towards the middle. Hendricks colliding there with Nutkovic as he went down to the ice. Down to 5 seconds to go in the power play. Out to Berube. Got it across to Hendricks. Fires through traffic. Never made it towards the net. Back to full strength. Let one go as he was coming through the middle. And now we got traffic in front as Trevor Hendricks coming in. Mixing it up with Schneier there. Now we've got Sharon Lukin trying to get it. Talent, and they're separated.
Well, it seemed only when the Allen Americans penalty was over that McKenzie had an opportunity, a really good best shot of the power play on goal.
As we've got 6:26 left to go here in the second period. Americans are frustrated, you can tell, as 2 goals came very quickly for the Brahmas. And the Brahmas will, of course, get the last change in this building, countering what the Americans do here. And they'll get Hodge, Snowden, and Fox out of the ice. And a very productive line for them tonight. Each of those guys have a goal, although I still think they're going to change that back to Phil Fox's goal. Sure looked, from our vantage point, like he knocked it in. As they fire it up to center, Brahmas gain the line in. Across for Snowden. That one will be tipped out of play. With 6:12 to go here in the second period.
Last power play, something that Coach Martinson has stressed is getting the shots on goal. I believe there really were no shots on goal, at least anything that was aggressive and dangerous during that 2-minute man advantage.
Face-off will be in the right face-off circle in the Allen end. And off the face-off there, Deitch. It's won by the Brahmas. Shot came right through, and Silverthorne forced to make the save. Tipped across center ice, fired in there by the Allen captain as it goes behind Westblow. Back behind the net goes. Here comes Eskigen. He'll fire it up on the near side. Tipped away off to Clark. He'll fire it right back in. Elbrecht picks it up behind the net. He'll tap it off the back wall. Brahmas coming up to center. Snowden with the goal. Tipped it back in. 5:33 left to go here in the second period. Off on the near side, Kerbashian. Able to get it up to center now. Able to knock it in. As Doyle will chase it down towards the corner. 5:23 left to go here in the second period. Americans got some work to do in the last 5 minutes of this period, and then in the third, as they trail by 2-3-1. The shot came in from the corner, held on to by Westblow.
Well, the Allen Americans certainly had control of play in the first 10 minutes of the first period, but since then it seems that Fort Worth Brahmas are the ones that are taking advantage of their opportunities. The last power play by the Allen Americans was not what we wanted to see, a lack of shots on goal, and the Brahmas are doing forechecking and doing everything right to take a 3-1 lead.
Kerbashian will take the draw. and win it. But the Brahmas pick up the puck. This is tipped across center. Ludwig will chase it down. Tipped it back towards center. Netkovich will knock it back in. Here's Ludwig behind the net. 5 minutes exactly to go here in the second period. Trevor Ludwig up to center ice. He'll chip it back in. Knocked out of the air by Rouleau. And Berube collects it. Or Shaftsma over at center. Over to Ludwig. Montgomery. Sent back to Shaftsma coming across the line. Shaftsma backhander right on rebound. And a save by Westfall. Shaftsma taking it in. And getting the backhander on that. Following up his own rebound there.
Two strong efforts by Jamie Shaftsma, single-handedly penetrating into the Fort Worth Brahmas zone with a strong backhander, and then following up with another tip on net.
Both teams making changes here and a chance to win a face-off in the Fort Worth zone. Talked about face-offs and how important they are. Allen winning the battle by nearly half in that opening period, 31-16. And the lead for a lot of that opening period, 1-0. Off the draw, Eskogin has it behind the net. They'll fire it up on the wing. Went through the legs of Daniels all the way down to Silverthorne. Backhands it behind the net. Hendricks got it along the boards. As is tipped up through the middle. Eskogin knocks it back through center. Now Snowden coming into the wing. Snowden in with a shot. Save made. Rebound was right there for the taking. As Hodge sent it back into the backhand. Americans get it back to center. Talent will fire it in. 4:10 left to go. As Silverthorne will cover it up in front. Well, they really know how to play the walls in this building. And how many times do you see, and over the 4 years we've been in this league, where they'll fire one in and that bounce will come right to a Fort Worth player who will be in the right place at the right time. We talked about that earlier with Scotty House, who always had a nose for the puck. Brahmas seem to always know where that puck's going to go in this building.
And that's really a matter of knowing your home ice rink and how to take advantage of it.
As we have 4:09 left here on the clock in period number 2. Americans with a power play goal in the first by McMillan's 11th of the year. That's the only goal in this game so far for Allen. Clark got it ahead. McMillan able to tip it in, got spun around. Westblom will knock it off the back wall. Berube tipped it. Puck in the corner there now. Knocked up in the air back to center. Tyler Ludwig. And that one will be tipped off the wall. Stays in play. Here's Clark chasing it down behind the net. Eric Clark fed it ahead. Missed the pass up on the wing for McMillan all the way back into the Fort Worth zone. Schneider on the near side. His pass is tipped in as it heads towards the corner. Silverthorne picks it up behind the net. Americans get it ahead. Here they come to center. Shaftsma able to get it across the line. Shaftsma all the way behind the net. Using that speed there. Now the puck to Kerbashian along the wall. Kerbashian trying to get away from Helmbrecht. Americans retain the puck. Now it's taken away by Fort Worth. They swing it through the middle. Linkovich off of the wing for Sidlowski coming in. His shot, and that'll be deflected out of play. With 3:01 left to go here in the second period. A 3-1 lead for the Brahmas, who picked up 2 quick goals. Snowden and then the captain Ross Rouleau fired one in. And a 3-1 lead with 3:01 left to go here in the second period.
Coach Martinson at the beginning of the season said that we were in for a treat with Jamie Chasta, and Chasta has really played well.
Shaftsma came over to this team from Europe, and I remember Steve Martinson when we wrote the press release, and I asked him, can you give me a quote? He said, this guy will be not only one of the best players on the Allen Americans, but one of the top players in the Central League, and he's really got his game going here over the last month or so, leading the team in goals with 21, and he's now up there among the point leaders on the Allen Americans. As they fire it off on the far side, trying to get it across, and the turnover now. Brendan Hodge left it there. We get it across to Snowden. Right in one shot. John Snowden, a great feed into him on the right wing, and Snowden with a wide open net. fires it in, and Allen now finds himself down by 3. It's 4-1 Fort Worth.
Great play by Snowden as Fort Worth took advantage 2-on-1, and from this vantage point, you can just see the entire net was open. Allen goaltender Steve Silverthorne, all he could really do was try and cover as much as he could, and it was a simple goal for the Fort Worth Brahmas.
Face-off comes back to center. We have 2:35 left to go here in the second period. And the Americans are going to have a lot of work to do in the third. Again, trailing here by 3. 18-16 of the shots in favor of the Americans, but trailing on the scoreboard now. 3. Hendricks behind the net. Also from Miani on the near side. Be careful, this one will have the makings of that game in Wichita the other night, which got away from the Americans in the third period. McKenzie will chase it down towards the corner as he and Escogen went after the loose puck. Minute 53 to go here in the second period. Back in the corner, Kerbashian fired one from along the boards, knocked away by Westblow. Brahmas will clear back to center. Got past Daniels, and he'll fire it ahead. Brahmas intercept. Here's a shot right on as coming in was Tomas Klempa with a wrist shot. And the Americans just having a hard time getting it out of their own end. And when they do, it seems like it's in and out of there quickly.
That's the game of hockey, and it just seems like the Fort Worth Brahmas seem to be in the right place, and the puck is sticking to their stick, and their opportunities are abundant. And it's not like they beat Silverthorne handily, but it's like there's an empty net to just put it home.
Off the draw with a minute 30 left to go here in the second period. All the way back in Kerbashian, and they're going to call him for offsides with a minute 22 left to go here in the second period. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon at 4:05, same two clubs at Allen Event Center. And we'll talk during the second intermission about the Spokes for Hope ride, which will be coming up before the game. And we'll end up at Boston's. Several riders led by their own Craig Ludwig. We'll talk about that during our second intermission of play. Minute 9 left to go here in the second period. Berube trying to get it across the line. It's dumped right back into the Allen end. 58 seconds to go here in the second period. Up towards center, tipped in by Clark as it's going to go all the way down behind the net. Rouleau got there first. They'll swing it around. Sidlowski on the near side. Up across the line. Kleppa down to Nutkovich behind the net. 40 seconds to go here in the period. Outside it comes. Quick blast from Rouleau. Tipped away by the Americans back to center. Rouleau tries to clear it back in. Penner left it for Deitch. Brought it back in. Jason Deitch trying to get around his former teammate. As the puck went into the corner, Klempa got it ahead to Snowden. Tipped it up towards center. 15 seconds left to go in the period. Daniels off for Hendricks. And he'll fly it through the air and in. McMillan all the way into the corner. 8 seconds to go here in the second period. Shaftsma bumping along the far wall. Brahmas tipping up towards center. Snowden coming in the wing. Snowden couldn't get the shot away. As the Brahmas will take a 3-goal lead in the third period. They lead by 4-1.
We've shaken up the wireless status quo before, but not like this. This is big. It's blisteringly fast. It's unlimited, and it's unbeatable. Unlimited 4G LTE from Metro PCS. No data caps, no annual contracts. Now as low as $50 a month, taxes and regulatory fees included. It's the latest technology on the fastest network technology around, and It's unlimited, which makes this the smartest plan around for stupid cheap. And you can get the 4G LG Motion as low as $99. Never before has there been a 4G plan this good. Unlimited 4G LTE for as low as $50 a month. It's hands down the best deal around. One more reason everybody's moving to Metro. Metro PCS, wireless for all. Limited time offer. Coverage and services not available everywhere. Rates, services, and features subject to change. Visit MetroPCS.com or a Metro PCS store for details and terms and conditions of service.
Fifth Street Pizza, located inside the Stacy Furniture Building off Highway 75 in Allen, was voted Best Pizza in Allen in the People's Choice Award in the Dallas Morning News. At Fifth Street Pizza, it's always BYOB. So come watch your favorite team on one of their TVs, which include a 120-inch big screen. Fifth Street has the best pizza you've ever tasted. Try their St. Louis style, New York hand-tossed, or their delicious Chicago thin. Fifth Street has a big party room free of charge for your next big outing. Call Fifth Street and make it a real party. Call 972-396-5557. That's 972-396-5557. Fifth Street Pizza in Allen.
The new Boston's Trio is here, where the mealtime decisions are all yours. Pick one starter, one entree, and a dessert for only $12.99. Choose from one of our 4 mouth-watering starters, like our Italian nachos or the caprese salad. Then follow it up with one of 5 hearty entrees, like our tasty flatbreads or the chicken Milanese. Finally, select from one of 6 petite treats to complete your trio. With over 100 combinations, it's impossible not to pick the perfect meal to satisfy your taste buds. So visit Boston's, build your trio for $12.99, and go home happy.
These days, everything just moves too fast. It's all about new gadgets and energy drinks and status updates, whatever that means. But at Cotton Patch Cafe, I can still treat my family to home-cooked meals like scratch-made meatloaf and hand-breaded chicken fried steak, all made from fresh ingredients. So go ahead and post it or tweet it or whatever you like to do. But when you just want to sit down and enjoy a good home-cooked meal, come on over to Cotton Patch Cafe.
Keep living in the red. Allen Americans Hockey at 975 KLAK.com.
Back here at the second intermission where the Allen Americans trail the Fort Worth Brahmas by a score of 4-1 as we give you our second period recap. Shots, by the way, in that second period, Allen by 1 over the Brahmas, 12-11, 19-18 overall. The Americans lead in shots, but the scoreboard is the big difference here, which we'll get to in a moment. Power plays, Allen is 1-4-4. Brahmas have only had 1 power play here in this hockey game. It's hard to believe, but when you see the score 4-1, you would think that they would have to have more than 1 power play opportunity. They have not. 1, and they cashed in on it. And a 1-for-1, 100% percentage here at the moment for the Brahmas. And as I looked at that second period, I was trying to figure out what's the difference. Well, in the opening period, the Americans were not only finishing their checks, but they were controlling the puck. And they were also doing a very good job forechecking and back-checking. I didn't see that in the second period.
And it just seemed like every time Allen was near the puck, they didn't have control of it. It just took a funny bounce. Again, as you pointed out earlier, this building, the Fort Worth Brahmas know, and the Fort Worth Brahmas know where to send the puck into the zone and get these amazing bounces. And it's not hard to score goals when it's 2-1 advantage and you're shooting in towards the empty net. And Steve Silverthorne can't do anything with the puck.
Well, the Americans are winning the face-off battle, believe it or not, through 40 minutes of play by a 2-1 ratio there. But it's just not been their night. It was a couple bad minutes of hockey here, which a couple pucks went into the net, and all of a sudden, you're climbing uphill in that third period and, putting a lot of pressure on a team that hasn't scored a whole lot of goals of late. They've scored a total of 4 goals overall in their last 3 games.
I thought that last night our second and third line really did a great job of contributing, but tonight, the first half of the first period and throughout the second period, it seems like we had several players playing well, but not complete lines. The defensive pairings were having difficult time getting the puck out of the goal. Certainly our power play opportunities, we didn't take the proper advantage of them, and overall it seemed that the Fort Worth Brahmas took their opportunities and capitalized on them with simple goals against Silverthorne.
Well, the Americans only had really one big highlight in this game. This was a power play goal from Brian McMillan in the opening period. Back outside to Miani. Sends it back out. Now Ludwig with a shot. And that one tipped away. Right back to Ludwig. Over to Miani. On the near side, Miani fires a shot. Traffic in front. They score on the rebound. Brian McMillan with it. And there you go. Brian McMillan putting it in the net. And that was the only highlight, really, for Allen in this hockey game. Been a pretty tame game as far as nobody's really dropped the gloves. We've had a little extra shoving here and there and a few hard hits, but maybe what we were used to last year when you had Cloutier in hand seemed like they were dropping the gloves more than not. We really haven't had a whole lot of that, but the Brahmas don't have that type of team this year. The only guy they really have on the roster that will drop the gloves is Barnes, and he has pretty much been a on the roster, off the roster type of guy. Boychuk's a big guy too for them, but he doesn't really drop the gloves very often. We've seen Rouleau fight a couple times here recently. Went once this year with us, but they don't really have that team, and you haven't seen them drop the gloves a whole lot this year. The Americans, at this point right now, you got to figure out your game plan here for the third period. I mean, you got to get your guys out there on the ice that'll give you a chance to score and win. It can be done. You know, this team has some talented guys out there that can put the puck in the net, but you know, I think first and foremost in this building, you have to be careful and not shoot yourself in the foot. And teams tend to do that in this building. They get frustrated with the crowd and with the way this building plays. The game just plays differently here. And sometimes you'll get those calls in the favor of the home team. So you got to play pretty disciplined hockey. You got to stay out of the penalty box and catch a break here and there, and all of a sudden you're back in the hockey game. But it's not going to be easy.
Well, after the first 10 minutes of the first period, I was kind of jumping ahead of myself and saying, boy, oh boy, this is going to be great. 2 quick victories and a big gap in the standings, and we could just give ourselves some big space between ourselves and forward Brahmas. Brahmas has always come back, and especially in this building, it seems that everything that the Allen Americans did right in the first 10 minutes of the game, they haven't been doing in the second half of the first period or throughout the second period. I know I would not want to be in the Allen Americans locker room right now because I know the coach is going to set everything straight as we head into this third period of action.
The standings in the Central Hockey League, by the way, at the moment, Americans still on top of the record of 30-12-9, 69 points. But Fort Worth and Wichita are just right behind the Brahmas at 30-16-6. So is Wichita. They both played one more game than Allen. They have played 52. Rapid City currently in 4th overall. They're 10 points behind the top-seeded Americans. They have 59 points. We'll have a scoreboard update. Boston's out-of-town scoreboard right around the corner. But through 40 minutes here at the NYTEX Sports Arena, our score is Allen 1. And the Fort Worth Brahmas 4. This is the Allen Americans Radio Network.
5th Street Pizza, located inside the Stacy Furniture Building off Highway 75 in Allen, was voted Best Pizza in Allen in the People's Choice Award in the Dallas Morning News. At 5th Street Pizza's always BYOB. So come watch your favorite team on one of their TVs, which include a 120-inch big screen. 5th Street has the best pizza you've ever tasted. Try their St. Louis style, New York hand-tossed, or their delicious Chicago thin. 5th Street has a big party room free of charge for your next big outing. Call 5th Street and make it a real party. Call 972-396-5557. That's 972-396-5557. 5th Street Pizza in Allen.
National American University presents One. Be a full-time student 1 day a week, only 1 day or 1 night, even Saturday.
1 day, 1 night, Saturday's all right. Online's just fine. Nighttime, anytime. Get your degree. Set yourself free. National American University.
Be a full-time student 1 day a week at National American University. Call 800-548-0605.
luxurious leathers, the finest fabrics, rich wood finishes. At Knight Furniture, we offer the best brand name furnishings on the market, like Lazy Boy, Hill, Tempur-Pedic, Flex Steel, and many more. And we always sell them at the guaranteed lowest prices. Maybe that's why Knight Furniture has been named the best place to buy home furnishings in Texoma for 6 years running. Knight Furniture, the place to turn when you want the best. In downtown Sherman and Highway 82 East in Gainesville, or at knightfurniture.com.
What makes one cigar lounge different from the other? No, this is not a riddle, but it does take a moment to figure out. What does make one lounge different from all the others? Well, it could be something as simple as the atmosphere. Renegade Cigars in Richardson, right off 190, the Bush Turnpike in Jupiter, is called the Executive Cigar Lounge. Leather Lazy Boy recliners, along with 2 large TVs to watch the big games. A well-stocked humidor with a selection that is sure to help you with your taste. Renegade Cigars. Once you come in and see the difference, you'll know the difference. Renegade Cigars. Find them on the web at renegadecigars.com.
Hi, this is Allen Americans broadcaster Tommy Daniels, and recently I made an awful discovery. Well, actually, I didn't. It was Joe Yanessa from Solutions Automotive who discovered I have major problems with my truck. And Joe, thank you for doing all you do.
You're welcome, Tommy. You know, a simple 25-point inspection would have solved a lot of the problems with your vehicle. A lot of people don't take care of those simple things such as brakes, coolant flushes, things like that. If you'd like to come down to our shop, we'll go ahead and give out a free 25-point inspection on any make and model of vehicle, and we can go ahead and give you 2 free tickets to an Allen Americans game on February 26th along with that. Just try to go ahead and make sure we take care of our vehicles, and the easiest way to do is a free 25-point inspection with Solutions Automotive.
Hey, I made the right call. Call Solutions Automotive. Joe Yanessa probably saved my vehicle. Let him save yours. Again, Joe, the phone number?
Again, our phone number is 972-978-8797, and our website is www.solutionsautomotive.com.
Hi, this is Pat LaFontaine. You're listening to Allen Americans Hockey.
We're your hometown station, 97.5 KLAK.
And back here in northeast Tarrant County with the Americans trailing the Fort Worth Brahmas by a score of 4-1. We'll have the scoreboard coming up in just a moment. But hey, fans, I want to tell you about a couple of radio shows coming up this next week that you're going to want to be a part of. On Wednesday night, the 27th of February, we're going to be at El Grande Burrito. That's El Grande Burrito at the corner of Bethany and Greenville in Allen. And it's the debut of the Jimi Hendrix Show. That's right. Jim McKenzie and Trevor Hendricks. The Jimi Hendrix Show on Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. in El Grande Burrito in Allen. You don't want to miss Jimi Hendrix headlining, right?
I think that's great. After we enjoyed the 80s night, why not? It's rock and roll with Jimi Hendrix.
We'll take it. Jimi Hendrix Show on Wednesday night, El Grande Burrito, featuring Americans forward Jim McKenzie and Americans defenseman Trevor Hendricks. So that's Wednesday night. On Thursday night, we'll have another radio show at our great friend and sponsor, Solutions Automotive. And that one will be announced this week, who will be there. And that should be a lot of fun. So 2 radio shows this week. Wednesday night at El Grande Burrito from 6 to 7. And Thursday night at Solutions Automotive in McKinney from 6 to 7. And that's right, the Jimi Hendrix Show. Jim McKenzie and Trevor Hendricks together, reunited in Allen, and they're going to be on the airwaves with me on Wednesday night from El Grande Burrito. That should be a lot of fun. So a couple extra things if you want to come join us this next week. Busy week for the Americans, too, with the games on Tuesday and the weekend.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It sounds like a busy week as we head towards the end of the season and the start of the playoffs. And, you know, you just have to compliment the whole promotions, PR firm, people for the Allen Americans, because they get out into the community, really have that opportunity to meet these hockey players, to get a relationship going with them. I think we have to get a special musical intro for you for that Hendrix radio talk show. That sounds a lot of fun.
Well, I think he's got a few tunes I can choose from. I'm sure we'll find one that we can play for the opening of the show.
Here's our Boston's out-of-town scoreboard, by the way. Interesting game going on tonight in Independence. Missouri and Wichita are tied 4-4 as they play in the third period. About 8.5 minutes to go there. Quad City on the road tonight at Denver, and the Cutthroats lead at 2-1. It's Arizona and Tulsa scoreless late in the opening period. Bloomington and Rapid City are tied 1-1, and of course our score here is a 4-1 in favor of the Brahmas after 40 minutes of play. On the NHL scoreboard, Stars at home tonight to the San Jose Sharks, and it's Dallas leading 2-1 as they play in the third period. Jaromir Jagr with his fifth, and Michael Ryder with his sixth. Patrick Marleau with the only goal for San Jose. Final from earlier, the Blues knocked off the Blue Jackets by a score of 2-1. It's the Flames 1, the Wild nothing as they play in the first period. The Capitals beat the Devils this afternoon, 5-1. Sorry, Mo. Flyers winners today over the Jets, 5-3, as they played in Philly. Oilers beat the Coyotes 3-2 in a shootout this afternoon at Rexall. The Kings over the Avalanche 4-1 this afternoon. It was the Canadiens shutting out the Rangers 3-0 tonight in Montreal. Senators beat the Maple Leafs tonight at home, 3-2. The Lightning beat the Hurricanes 5-2. Red Wings over the Predators by a 4-0 count. And the Islanders shut out the Sabres. Ouch, 4-0. Bring back Lindy Ruff. What are they thinking firing this guy? I guarantee there's going to be a few people around Buffalo saying that tomorrow after they get shut out at home today. By the way, Ryan Miller was a net for the Sabres. He's been rumored to be on the trade block there. Keep an eye on that one as we get ready for the start of the third period, which is coming up next. Our Boston's out-of-town scoreboard, of course, brought to you by our friends at Boston's Gourmet Pizza off Highway 121 in McKinney. Back with more after this timeout.
The new Boston's Trio is here, where the mealtime decisions are all yours. Pick one starter, one entree, and a dessert for only $12.99. Choose from one of our 4 mouth-watering starters, like our Italian nachos or the caprese salad. Then follow it up with one of 5 hearty entrees, like our tasty flatbreads or the chicken Milanese. Finally, select from one of 6 petite treats to complete your trio. With over 100 combinations, it's impossible not to pick the perfect meal to satisfy your taste buds. So visit Boston's, build your trio for $12.99, and go home happy.
Look at you, sitting in your big man chair in your big man jersey with a big scar on it. Know where you can get the total on-the-ice, in-your-face hockey experience? Sports Day in the Dallas Morning News. Or you can check out sportsdaydfw.com. Stats, scores, plus analysis from guys like Heika and Kalashaw. You can even get it all on your smartphone. If you're the guy with a puck for a paperweight, skate on over to Sports Day from the Dallas Morning News.
True luxury, privacy, and convenience await you at the Fairways at Wilson Creek Apartments in McKinney. Come live in style in one of their affordable, upscale apartments in this family-oriented, pet-friendly, gated community. Leases start at just $750 for 1 bedroom or $950 for 2 bedrooms. And each apartment features a fully equipped kitchen, washer and dryer, walk-in closets, and stunning golf course views. These are the same apartments that players from the Allen Americans enjoy each season. So why shouldn't you experience the same elegance all year round? The Fairways at Wilson Creek also offer numerous amenities like a 24-hour fitness center, golf discounts, resort-style pool, playground, game room, luxurious clubhouse, and Shop 24, a totally automated, refrigerated convenience store, the only one of its kind in Collin County. Live in style at the Fairways at Wilson Creek. Call 214-544-1477 today or apply online at fairways@wilsoncreek.com.
And we're back here at NYTEX Sports Center as the Americans trailing the Fort Worth Brahmas by a score of 4-1. Change in net for Alan Arundel is in for the third period for Steve Martin's club.
Let us hope that is the positive for the entire roster.
Yeah. And the Cowbells and the Cows are here in the building as well this afternoon, or this evening. We've seen a few of those on the ice here. Brahmas scoring 4 times here tonight. As they announce Dell in net here in the third period.
We apologize for the audio issues on CHL TV as they were trying to work that issue out. It's out of our control, but we have let the proper people know. We're trying to work things out between here and NITEX to get the issue taken care of. Everything fine on the radio side, which is good to hear. All the way down the ice in the corner. Westblom will leave it there for his defenseman as the Americans were making a change. 19-18. Allen with a one-shot advantage. Across the ice, and a shot there from Vukovic. Went into the corner. Hodge fell down. Berube trying to get it out. Now we get a whistle. As we're just over a minute gone, and we're going to get a tripping penalty here. It's going to Allen. And they're going to get Miani, who will head to the penalty box. The power play for full work. The Allen Americans will certainly come out flying around the ice.
They're going to go ahead and attack the Fort Worth Brahmas and try and get a quick one, maybe a little too aggressive. Now they have to kill a 2-minute penalty.
As a power play with 18:58 left to go here in the third period.
Number 16, Anthony Miani. 2 minutes for tripping at the 102
Americans penalty killers would have to be good here. Brahmas only their second power play of the game, believe it or not. They cashed in on their only power play goal earlier. Below with a shot saved made by Dow, and they'll clear it down the ice as Jared Lukin fires at the length with 18:45 left to go here in the third period of play. Up to center they come. Mayer hit the line flying as he gets across all the way back towards the corner. Knocked away and along the wall, back outside Rouleau. Got it across to Snowden. Missed the pass from Mayer as he comes back behind the net. Brahmas trying to set something up. Snowden works it along the wall for Fox. Will fire a shot. That one got blocked. Kept in by Rouleau as he works it down behind the net. Brendan Hodge set it along the wall. Out to the point. Finally tipped away by McKenzie. And he'll chase after him. McKenzie coming back short-handed. Got spun around. Now the Brahmas will come back the other way. Mayer got across the line. Mayer trying to get around in front. Montgomery cut him off at the path. And the Americans will clear it back to center. Only 55 seconds left to go in the Miani penalty. No question about it, the Americans got to kill this one off as Klumpa trying to work his way through. Outside to Eskogin as he'll dump it back behind the net. 40 seconds left to go in the power play. Vukovic trying to get it in front for Savosky. And it's down to 30 seconds left to go in the power play. That one will go out of play. Snowden fired a shot that connected with Deitch's stick and ended up just to the left of us.
The Allen Americans are certainly realizing the urgency in the start of this third period. So far, first minute and a half of the penalty, they've done a strong job of not allowing Fort Worth to have an advantage. And as soon as this penalty is killed, the team's going to have to go on the offense and start to narrow this gap in the lead that the Brahmas are enjoying so far.
Off the face-off, Allen won it. And Drew Daniels will clear at the length of the ice. 20 seconds left to go in the Miani penalty. Americans need this kill desperately here. One last rush for Fort Worth. Here comes Klumpa across the line, trying to get it across and knocked away by Deitch. And Deitch will send it through the air and all the way back down the ice. And that will do it. 4 seconds for Miani to return. And Miani is back on the ice. To full strength. Brahmas have lost 4 in a row here in this building. Off on the near side, tip back towards center. Snowden whipped it across the ice. Here's Hodge, tipping it back to his own end. Up on the wing, too far for Fox. And it'll come down the ice. Americans have it behind their own net. Now they work it up on the boards. Tipped up through the middle. Away off to the near side wall. Doyle will send it into the backhand, and we'll get a whistle now with 16:25 left to go.
It's not unheard of to have a complete transition in the game by simply killing one penalty, and that's what the Allen Americans need to do. They made a change in goal, and now they need to get more offensive, more aggressive as they attack the Fort Worth Brahmas.
Well, I'll say this, the Americans have not done much to help out their goaltenders of late. You know, with efforts of 1, 1, and 2, you know, you need more. No question about it. And they would like to start here tonight. And those 1-1-2s are over the last 3 games. 1 goal in each of the losses in Wichita, and then 2-1 win last night at home over the Wichita Thunder. And again, it was the outstanding goaltending that kept Allen going. Back out to the point it comes. Schneider through traffic, tip wide as it goes into the corner. Set back behind the net by Hendricks. Up towards Doyle as they get it up towards center ice, and there's a whistle. With 15:52 left to go in the game, and a 4-1 Fort Worth lead. They're getting Kabashian now for a penalty. So the Brahmas will let that to the power play.
We can't let this happen. We're going to have a poor result by giving Fort Worth the advantage. Now we're going to have to kill another 2-minute penalty, which is putting us close to halfway through this third period, and Fort Worth can just coast. Allen's going to have to turn things around. A short-handed goal at this time would be lovely.
So face-off, being in the face-off circle on the near side in the Allen end. Sidlowski to take the draw. It's won by Fort Worth. Back to Rowell. They'll have to go back to center. Out across to Snowden, playing at the other point. As they elect to go with 4 forwards. And a defenseman. That only defenseman on the ice is Ross Rowell. As Allen gets a short-handed opportunity there by McKenzie. Lukin sent it back behind the net. Rowell got the puck first. Sidlowski will turn around as he'll bring it up now towards the blue line. All the way to center as he gains the Allen line. Now he'll backhand it in all the way behind the net. Berube picks up the puck for Allen. He'll fire it ahead all the way down the ice as it's coming to length. Westmore left it there behind. Now we'll swing it around to the far wall. Up through the middle it comes Mayer at center ice. Mayer will tip it in. 5 minutes gone in the third period. 4-1 in favor of the Brahmas. Americans killing yet another Fort Worth power play here. A minute left in that. Here's Fox behind the net. We'll try to tap it along the wall. Montgomery knocked it away, picked up by Deitch. Now stolen back by Fort Worth. Here's Mayer in the corner. Now Deitch will strip him. Held in at the point by Fort Worth. Over to Snowden on the near side. His shot for traffic. Rebound. Mayer knocked up in the air and batted away by Trevor Hendricks, who was in front of the net. 38 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Shot right on again, and the save by Aaron Dell, who was in the net for Steve Silverthorne. As we mentioned earlier, the goaltending change. Shot right on, save made. It is one. And Fox was there. They ended up giving Snowden the goal. As he makes that first save of the rebound, comes to a guy who's right there with the puck moving over the net.
Hey, Tom, Alex, you got to say what a great job Aaron Dell's been doing in net after sitting on the bench for the first 2 periods. But there's nothing you can do after you make a great save short-handed.
And as we look across the way, the search has come off. Oh, there he is. No look across the way.
If there were no Allen American defenseman in front of the net to clear that puck out, it was an easy rebound by Snowden, who is certainly my #1 star of the game so far.
Well, a 5-1 game here. The second time in a week that the Americans have been involved in one of these in the third period. It got ugly on Tuesday night against the Wichita Thunder. That was a makeup game from the one lost on the 26th. And now the Americans find themselves down here by 4, 5-1. As they get it back into the Brahmas end, into the corner it goes. Chopped it there along the wall, right to Shaftsman as he knocks it back behind. Ludwig set behind. Ruiz trying to give it Mayer credit for the goal. Set back towards center. Daniels will collect. He'll fire it ahead. Intercepted, brought right back in. Fox off the clef on the wing. Back with a pass in front.
I just don't know where the defense is. Aaron Dell
Dell sharp in the first shot on his own. Makes the save with clearing out, and just a tip into once again into the empty net. It's been empty netters all night long for the forward Brahmas.
Well, some nights you just don't have it. Tonight, the Allen Americans, it's clear that they just don't have it. Things not going their way. But the thing about it is, you got a game that runs in 24 hours. So you try to improve things in the third period. See if you can't get back into this game a little bit. Just try to build on that for tomorrow. These are big points coming up over the next couple nights. If the Brahmas go on to win this game, they will only be 1 point behind you heading into tomorrow. So you got to just put this game behind you and start focusing towards tomorrow. But at least over the final 13 and a half minutes, try to at least play some positive hockey out of the ice.
Well, Tommy, it's going to be a long bus ride home back to Allen, all 45 minutes or hour, whatever, for the team, and giving it a chance to reflect on tonight's game and look forward to an early afternoon game tomorrow with these same two hockey teams.
Well, Phil Dell emailing me, father of Aaron Dell. Punchline. Here we got a fight breaking out of center. It's Berube who's unloaded. And it's Berube connecting with the first 4 or 5. And finally, swung around. Now we got another fight breaking out of the other side. And Henner is pounding away on Schneider. 2 fights on the ice at the same time, and Henner's pounding away. And now stuff is being thrown out of the stands, and here comes, oh my goodness, the goalies are getting involved. Aaron Dell. And now you've got Trevor Hendricks pounding the goaltender. Now Dell is going in full of punches. This game is getting way out of hand. And now Dell and Westphal are going at it. The goalies wrestle around in the other end, and now the Brahmas are trying to get their players off the ice. Sticks are being thrown out of the crowd as Dell and Westphal are duking it out. Oh my goodness.
Wow. So much action. Everybody jumping into it. It's a rarity to see netminders going at it. Aaron Dell was the first one after the Brahma players put down to the ice. And just everybody going out, focusing on the forward coach Wolfhard, who's just trying to keep his players on the bench. And there he goes after the Allen Americans bench. The coach is certainly ejected, and there he goes.
Well, I don't think he wants to go after Steve Martinson, I can tell you that. Or Richard Matherchuk, for that matter. As this one has gotten completely out of hand, Wildfog's been ejected. I believe he has been pointed towards the locker room.
Wow. Well, it's very easy to go say, why not? Let's go at it after the first 2 combatants started. But once Aaron Dell left the net and started to get into the Brahmas Center, it was all wide open. I actually compliment the forward Brahmas for not emptying the bench, but it was one-man advantage for the Allen Americans until the forward netminder got involved as well.
Well, here's the one thing you want to do now, too, at this point, because obviously leave it to the players on the ice. And when you got fans that start to get involved, and that's already been a concern here now, as some fans throwing beer on players over the top of the bench. You got Steve Martinson jawing with a fan behind the bench, as stuff was thrown over the top onto the Allen bench. Beer was thrown on the Americans players as they were leaving the ice.
I mean, you have to immediately have the North Richmond Hills police at the Allen Americans bench. And I don't see that happening. There's no additional security over there. And that's the first thing that has to happen. Everyone's focusing on Wilfong, the Fort Worth coach. They clean up the ice with all the
Extra tonight. I mean, there's no question about it. People are going to be talking about this one, not only around the Central League, but probably around the bigger leagues as well. This highlights from this game might end up making SportsCenter. As you had fights breaking out everywhere, and then when the goaltenders got into it, I gotta admit, you don't see this very often. And I was just saying, Phil Dell emailed me earlier about concerns also about shots here in this building, and sometimes lack of. 23-20 are currently the shots in favor of the Brahmas as they try to clean up the ice, but Phil, I'm sure you probably weren't expecting to see that if you're watching this game on TV, but young Mr. Dell did a pretty good job of handling himself out of the ice there, definitely winning that little fight, if you will, with Christopher Westblom. And it's been an exciting, interesting game to say the least. And I guess the thing about it is that's exciting for hockey fans who sometimes like the extracurricular activity. That's why we all go to the games, right? We want to see the gloves dropped every once in a while. And you don't have this happen very often. But it sells tickets.
I'd say that everyone in this...
And I'm telling you, if you don't have a ticket for tomorrow, you might want to think about purchasing one, because it could get rather interesting tomorrow at the Allen Event Center. Now, originally we thought they had tossed Dan Wildfire because it looked like they were pointing him towards the locker room, but I think they were just trying to get him away from the Allen bench. He is still on the Fort Worth bench at the moment. And they're going to have a heck of a time trying to sort these penalties out here. We can tell you this, that Aaron Dell is gone, Miani is gone, Hendricks is gone, McKenzie is gone for Allen. Steve Silverthorne is back in net for the Americans.
Every single person that's here at the game tonight, I'm sure is going to run out to Allen tomorrow to go buy a ticket to see round 2 of this. Just a brouhaha. In all my years of hockey, you don't see the netminders getting involved in the fight. And the rest of this 13 minutes and 32 seconds, it really is the netminders that have the most effect on their play after they get involved with fisticuffs.
We're going to take a timeout. We've got a chance here to make up some commercials. We're back with more in a moment. This is the Allen Americans Radio Network.
Hi, this is Allen Americans broadcaster Tommy Daniels, and recently I made an awful discovery. Well, actually, I didn't. It was Joe Yanessa from Solutions Automotive who discovered I have major problems with my truck. And Joe, thank you for doing all you do.
You're welcome, Tommy. You know, a simple 25-point inspection would have solved a lot of the problems with your vehicle. A lot of people don't take care of those simple things such as brakes, coolant flushes, things like that. If you'd like to come down to our shop, we'll go ahead and give out a free 25-point inspection on any make and model of vehicle, and we can go ahead and give you 2 free tickets to an Allen Americans game on February 26th along with that. Just try to go ahead and make sure we take care of our vehicles, and the easiest way to do is a free 25-point inspection with Solutions Automotive.
Hey, I made the right call. Call Solutions Automotive. Joe Yanessa probably saved my vehicle. Let him save yours. Again, Joe, the phone number?
Again, our phone number is 972-978-8797, and our website is www.solutionsautomotive.com.
True luxury, privacy, and convenience await you at the Fairways at Wilson Creek Apartments in McKinney. Come live in style in one of their affordable, upscale apartments in this family-oriented, pet-friendly, gated community. Leases start at just $750 for 1 bedroom or $950 for 2 bedrooms. And each apartment features a fully equipped kitchen, washer and dryer, walk-in closets, and stunning golf course views. These are the same apartments that players from the Allen Americans enjoy each season. So why shouldn't you experience the same elegance all year round? The Fairways at Wilson Creek also offer numerous amenities like a 24-hour fitness center, golf discounts, resort-style pool, playground, game room, luxurious clubhouse, and Shop 24, a totally automated, refrigerated convenience store, the only one of its kind in Collin County. Live in style at the Fairways at Wilson Creek. Call 214-544-1477 today or apply online at fairways@wilsoncreek.com.
With your Allen Americans and the voice of the Allen Americans, Tommy Daniels on 975KLAK.com.
Tommy Daniels back here with Richard Pollock in the third period, and again, this is one of those things that doesn't happen very often. And emails have been flying in. My phone has been blowing up with text. If you think about minor league hockey, and I know you went to a lot of the games back in the old Turnpike series between Dallas and Fort Worth, over at the Coliseum or at the Convention Center in Fort Worth, or if you take it over to downtown Dallas and Fair Park, boy, there were some interesting games over the years in those two barns. And for the old-time hockey fans who remember what it was like when those two teams got together, we really haven't had a game like this in a long time. Now, last year in the postseason, Cloutier in hand right off the face-off, right off the ceremonial puck drop, basically, one at it. Fans in this building are still buzzing.
Well, I'll tell you, Tommy, I cover all of professional hockey here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I had an opportunity to come out here or go watch the Stars play, and there was just something I know about the buzz of when the Fort Worth Brahmas get together with the Allen Americans, and boy, I got my money's worth tonight. Although the score's not in the Allen Americans' favor, this is hockey. I think a lot is going to be said for what the Allen Americans have done out on the ice today, and really looking forward to tomorrow's game. If you want to see a hard-checking, fast-skating hockey game, it's going to be happening tomorrow at the Allen Event Center, and of course it's supposed to be some great opportunities, and the special event that's going to be there tomorrow with Craig Ludwig's and his motorcycle charity fundraiser. This is hockey. I came to this Dallas-Fort Worth area over 20 years ago and had the opportunity to see the original Central Hockey League. In those days, it was the Dallas Blackhawks versus the Fort Worth Texans. And my God, there used to be 2,000, 3,000 fans from each team traveling to see the opposition play. Not so much so when we had the Freeze and the Fire, the original Central Hockey League. But this is the kind of thing that's going to have Fort Worth Brahma fans coming over to the Allen Event Center for tomorrow's game. Shows a lot of character on the Allen Americans bench. Some control that the bench has been totally empty, but a lot of action. Frustration, yes, but that's a part of the hockey game. They start all over. Arundel, of course, immediately crosses from the strip. Steve Silverhorn back in the net for the last 13 minutes and 32 seconds. And now the referee is just about gone over the entire penalty assignments for this little fisticuff. And we should be returning to hockey shortly.
Oh, man, if you don't have a ticket for tomorrow, and I was disappointed that I didn't get my tickets for the MMA. I don't need those tickets now. I saw what I needed to see tonight. Pretty exciting from these two teams who, no question, don't like each other. They haven't since day one. But these two teams need each other. These two teams play each other a lot of times during the season. Our fans get the opportunity to come across here and watch games. They do the same in the Allen Event Center. And this rivalry that they built between these two teams, sometimes does it get over the top, sometimes it gets out of hand, like tonight. But it's going to have people talking about hockey. Even if you're not a fan of either one of these teams, somebody tomorrow will mention it on some sports talk radio station around the Dallas-Fort Worth area about, wow, did you hear about the goalie fight and the brouhaha last night between the Americans and Brahmas? And sometimes, whether it's good or bad, just having people talk about you and spread the word is a good thing.
And, this may in fact be the last hockey game between the Allen Americans and the Fort Worth Brahmas here at NYTEX. And what a way to go out. Been a most interesting hockey game. Not on the scoreboard was what we want to see with the Allen Americans. But, they still get 3 stars in the game for getting out there and not letting up totally. Penalties are now being assigned. Berube, 7 minutes. It goes down the whole list. There's not enough room on the scoreboard to post all the penalties.
Yeah, and again, things were happening so quickly, but what you're trying to think back is, And I was trying to keep an eye. Did anybody come over the bench to get involved? Neither. It looks like all the coaches are still there. Steve Martinson still trying to get the attention of the referee. We obviously have had goaltending changes on both sides. Steve Silverthorne back in net for Allen. And it will be Fogle coming in net for the Fort Worth Brahmas.
Well, it's great to see Silverthorne actually in net. He's raring to go. He wants to get back in the action and stop Fort Worth for the rest of this contest. But there's a lot of explaining to do. Martinson wants to know. It is praise to both teams that it didn't get out of hand to the point that the benches were left. And really, they're going to Fort Worth knows Brahmas. He's gone for the net.
All right, so he was tossed. He waited to the last opportunity to address his team and stick around. So Dan Wildfong is ejected. Obviously, looks like Steve Martinson's been tossed as well. And Steve Martinson is going to walk the length of the ice. He's going to walk all the way around the building into the locker room. We saw Dwight Mullins do this once before, take the long way around the building. As a matter of fact, if I remember, I think Mullins stopped by the goaltender and had a drink of water before he went to the locker room.
Well, I'm sure that during Bob Martinson's career in the NHL, his fighting, his ejections were quick. He had to leave the ice quick, so this long walk entirely around the surface of the ice, kind of a tribute to the Fort Worth fans. And we're all going to have to sit and wait for him as the cowbells go crazy. But that's hockey, and that's what it's going to take in order for him to leave tonight's contest.
And Steve Martinson still working his way along the ice here, trying to get to the locker room. And taking his time. This game got started at 7:30. It's going to get over way past the time that we normally leave here. And there goes the trainer, Jason Wallace, heading towards the locker room. I'm sure to maybe 10 towards an entrance paper player. Then we got fans yelling stuff at us. It's hockey, man. It's hockey. It's part of the game.
It looks like we had
anything to do with it. I'm just standing here watching. And they're going to end up, Chris Doyle is going to go in the penalty box for Allen, serving one of those penalties. And look at the Allen bench over there. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on the bench. So the Americans are down to 11 that they can work with here. There's still a lot of time left to go in this game. A 5-on-6 power play for the Brahmas. Again, 13-13 left to go here in our hockey game. And we're not done yet. But at this point, when you're down to that few guys, you can't afford to have anything else happen like that. You're already short guys as it is, as they dump at the length of the ice. And here's Talent behind his own net. 6:16 left to go, and the penalties to Berube and Penner. As they bring it back in, Silverthorne behind the net as it comes around to the near side wall. All the way back to center. Here's Ross Rouleau. He'll fire it off on the near side, or far side, and they bring it back into the zone. Across the ice, it comes to Brendan Hodge. Hodge will work it back outside Rouleau. He'll fire a shot right on, and Silverthorne makes the save as Lucan will come the other way. Lucan at center will dump it down the ice, and the Americans will make a change here with 12:15 left to go in the game, 5:42, and the penalties to Berube and Penner. Up they come towards center ice. Here comes Clef across the line. Schneider will chase it down to the corner. As they work it back towards the outside, Schneider sent it across the ice. Here's Ruiz. Ruiz back to Schneider again. Schneider works it down to the corner, fires it back out. Ruiz with a shot. Tipped up in the air, kicked away. And it's kept in by Fort Worth. Ruiz will dump it into the backhand. As it's sent right around in front of the Allen net, the Americans will clear. And Drew Daniels will send it to length with 5 minutes exactly left in the penalty.
Well, it's back to hockey, and Fort Worth is taking their time with the two-man advantage penetrating into the Allen zone. Haven't really had too good an opportunity as they just take their time 5-on-3 to work out for just the perfect pass. There's a certain professionalism into doing this and not down beyond the control of what's going on.
As Ludwig will clear at the length of the ice with 11 minutes to go here in the third period. All the way back down to the corner, Schneider picks up the puck. And Schneider will start ahead again. 4:22 left to go in the penalties to Berube and Penner. All the way back into the zone. Snowden left it there at the point. Across. Shot from the outside went wide. Here's Snowden along the wall. Got it down low. Gets the return pass. Now Snowden through the face-off circle. Left it there in the corner. Back outside it comes Rouleau. From the high slot over to Fox. He'll whip it down low. 3:55 to go on the penalties. To Allen. Outside Fox with a shot. That one goes wide. Rebound. And right there to the Brahmas as they keep it in play. Here's Rouleau. Firing across the ice. Brendan Hodge through the face-off circle. Back over now. One-timer. And Rouleau. And it's kept in again. As we're down to 3:30 left to go here in the penalties to Penner and Berube. And it's killed off 4 minutes of them so far. But still have some work to go. Rouleau with a shot. And that was kicked away by Silverthorne. And they just continue to keep the pressure on. Down low it goes, a shot, and that one went right through the crease. As we're down to 3:12 left in the power play here for the Brahmas. A 5-on-3. Lukin, Ludwig, and Ludwig out there on the ice for Allen. Rouleau in with a couple steps. His shot fired high and over the top of the net. Brahmas keep it in as Hodge had it along the wall. Backhand pass comes to Rouleau. He'll fire it down low as Snowden works it back outside. 2:50 to go in the power play. Now Hodge couldn't get the shot away. And it's going to be tipped down to the point. 9:15 left to go on the clock in the third period. Snowden winds up with a shot. Save Silverthorne. And kicked away back outside. Kept in again by the Brahmas. Shot through traffic. Tipped wide again as it was tipped in front of the net. 9:12 to go in our game. Hodge got it across the ice. Rouleau sneaking in. His shot fired wide. And 2:38 to go. And Richard, how long have they kept this puck in play here?
Just about the entire penalty. It seems like they're trying to set up for Fox to maybe get his third one if they give him the official hat trick.
Up towards left edge center. He'll bring it as the Americans finally were able to get it out of the zone and get a change on. Back across the ice it comes. 2:10 left to go in the 5-on-3 power play. Brahmas bring it back outside now. Mayer worked it down low. Shot fired over the top of the net by Klempa. Kept it again by Fort Worth. 1:59 left to go in the 5-on-3. As they work it along the wall, Nurkovic down low. His shot never made it there. Now the puck will be end up deflected out of play with 8:22 left to go in the game.
Well, it's like how long can you keep the puck in the zone without scoring and having a 5-on-3 man advantage? This could be a real for the Allen Americans with the next game tomorrow as they kill the penalty. Really, there's just been no difficult opportunities for Steve Silverthorne as Fort Worth seems happy to just keep passing it around and taking far shots from the blue line.
Well, we'll get a face-off coming up here. Momentarily. We thank you for hanging around with us tonight. As I know we've already gone extra time. Probably looking at about a 10:30 finish here tonight. And these teams will have to do it all over again tomorrow afternoon at 4:05. Should be interesting, to say the least. wonder if Dan Wildfong and Steve Martinson might be talking somewhere about that one. They were both ejected from this game. As the puck comes back outside, shot right on net. As Silverthorne again makes the save. Talon works to the cross. Schneider, one-timer. That one's fired high, and the Americans will come the other way. Deitch gets to the head. Heading in towards the Fort Worth goal. No clear at the length of the ice. Tyler Ludwig back in his own end. Got it across. Now winding up is Jason Deitch and clearing it down the ice. 1:08 left to go in the 5-on-3. And again, a change in goal again after the ejections. As Fogel at one end and Silverthorne at the other. Mayer trying to sneak his way through. Knocked away by McMillan. McMillan taps it off the boards. Back outside, Schneider worked it along the wall. 49 seconds left to go. Talent in with a shot, and that one tipped over the top of the net. As it's sent around back out to the point. Talent trying to get the shot away. It was tipped back towards the blue line. Kept in by Fort Worth. Here's Schneider through the face-off circle. Worked it back over. Now they get it in front, and it was tipped away from Litkovich. With 7 minutes to go in the game. 28 left to go in the 5-on-3. A 7-minute 5-on-3, I might add, for Fort Worth. This would be quite an impressive job on the Allen penalty killers if they can hold them off for another 18 seconds. Talent's pass down low. Intended for Mayer was deflected out of play. With 6:45 left to go in the game.
Well, this is something you like to see happen in practice, but definitely not during the game. To try and kill 7 minutes of two-man advantage. Fort Worth really was just taking their time on the opportunity. They have their first power play unit out there again for the last 14 seconds of this double-man advantage.
Face-off will be to the left of goaltender Steve Silverthorne. And again, we'll have to wait to see what the league says about all this. And Silverthorne with another quick glove. Just 6 seconds left here in the 5-on-3 power play.
I think that the Fort Worth Brahmas took their time for this 7 minutes extra man advantage with a 6-1 lead going into the second half of the third period after the fisticuffs, and allowed Allen to play in their position, keeping it in the offensive zone, but not really penetrating to have an opportunity. And Silverthorne, that was probably the best save he's made during the 7-minute period.
Face off, and now one more time. 1 second ticks off the 5-on-3 power play. 5 seconds remaining. And the Americans tip it towards the blue line. Rui with the shot. Silverthorne will hold on. And 1 second remaining. And the Americans will have killed off a 7-minute 5-on-3 power play. You're looking for a little momentum, a boost to take you towards tomorrow? There you go. Good job on the penalty killing unit when the Brahmas had all the pressure to, or all the momentum going their way, and the Americans were definitely behind the 8 ball there with only 5 guys on the bench and 5 on the ice.
And Fort Worth Brahmas have 31 shots on goal with over 6 minutes still left in this hockey game, really piling on the shots during their 7-minute two-man advantage.
And correction, what I said, there are 6 men on the bench, and they have 3 men on the ice, so a total of 9 guys that Richard Matvichuk has to work with here over the final 6:33. And off the draw, it's won by the Brahmas, but the power play is over as Kerbashian and Doyle on the box. And we'll get another face-off coming up in the Allen end.
I guess the best part of it is now we have 2 fresh legs coming out of the penalty box that can go back on the ice as Allen's finally in full strength.
2026.
Well, they have a jersey on for the goal. After the game tonight. I think they're going to want to talk about anything else but the game itself. Fans will be buzzing about this one for a long time here in this league. Haven't seen one of these since I've been broadcasting hockey games. As the puck went back behind the net. 6:05 left to go here in our hockey game. Montgomery sent it down low for Kerbashian. Intercepted there. On the Brahmas, they fire it up the wing. The pass for Fox will come to Clark back at his own end. Back on defense now after all the Loss of players. And backhanded in by Doyle on his way to the bench for a change. 5:44 left to go here in the game. Shots are 34-20 in favor of the Brahmas. And they lead 6-1 on the scoreboard. Again, these two teams again tomorrow afternoon. Kleppa gains the Allen line. Kleppa trying to get around Clark there. Lost his stick and the puck in the corner. And so we'll get a whistle as Clark sent it back through center with 5:24 to go.
I certainly remember the night that Bernie Braun went at it for the Philadelphia Flyers, and I can also remember a couple of occasions when Montreal netminder Patrick Roy, took off the goalie gloves and went at it. But it's a rarity to see, and sometimes it's the curse of minor league hockey for the benches to draw like that. But I think with this two teams and the high energy they get in, it really makes for a great game tomorrow.
Behind the net. Dice. Power play again. Garrett Clark in the box. So the Americans will have to kill it off again. They just killed off 7 minutes worth of 5-on-3 power play. Thankfully, only 5 minutes left to go in this game. And you can tell the building is almost still stunned after what they saw earlier. Most of the fans were kind of in disbelief at what they were seeing on the ice. Here's Schneider trying to get out of his own end. Schneider left it there now. Elmbrecht got it up towards center. He'll blast it down the ice. 4:40 left to go in our game. Brahmas trying to set something up here. Nurkovic along the far wall. Now he'll bring it back outside. Nurkovic still with the puck, trying to get it back outside to Schneider, and the Americans will clear as it's sent down the ice. Quickly sent ahead by Fogle. As they gain the line, Mayer tipped it back into the Allen end. 50 seconds left to go. Tipped away by Silverthorne. 34-20 are the shots in favor of the Brahmas. As they leave it there behind the net. Sent around to the far wall. Now tipped up towards center. Hodge got it ahead. As they bring it across the line. Here's Fox chasing it down the corner. 30 seconds left to go on the Clark penalty. And Drew Daniels will send it off the boards, and look out, Shaftsma chasing after it. It was just in front of him. As Schneider will get there first. 20 seconds left to go on the power play. As they bring it back to center, they're going to get Allen again. Jared Lucas going to go to the box. They're going to get him for... Oh, I thought they were going to get him for tripping, but...
It looked like a holding. I guess they gave him the signal of holding. I'm just thinking as the Central Hockey League office is going to be open early on Sunday morning to hash this all out and send penalties to the teams for tomorrow afternoon's hockey game. Once again, the fans really had the unusual sight of seeing two goaltenders going at it. And as far as hockey teams, will certainly be the best we've ever seen between Allen and Fort Worth this season.
Well, we have 13 seconds left to the Clark penalty, and again a 5-on-3 for Fort Worth. Nurkovic outside. He'll work it back now to the point. Rouleau fires it across on the other side. Gets the return pass. Rouleau with a shot. And Silverthorne, who has looked sharp. Pearson's coming back in. And another glove save with authority as he'll hold on. With a minute 43 left to go on Lucan's penalty. Clark's is done. So another 5-on-4.
Well, Allen has certainly killed off this penalty time, which is a positive note. Fort Worth just keeping the puck in their zone. I was noticing how the goaltender, Brad Fogle, really wanted to get into it because there's been no shots on his end, and he's been hitting the puck halfway down the ice trying to get the offense going.
3:18 left to go in our game. And a 6-1 lead for Fort Worth. At this point, it's almost forgotten about the score. It's all the extracurricular activities that have taken place in this game. And I might want to mention here that there's a lot of police here that are on the concourse and ready for the end of this game. And hopefully there won't be anything else that happens here tonight as the puck goes into the corner. Daniels got it across to Montgomery. 2:44 left to go in the game. McMillan coming up to center as he gains the line. McMillan all the way in now in front of the net. McMillan couldn't get a shot away. And the puck ends up back behind the Fort Worth net. Brahmas will leave it there along the wall. 2:28 left to go in the game. 47 seconds left to go in the power play for the Brahmas. Seems like we've been saying that a lot here lately. They've spent the last 13 minutes of this game on the power play. As Ludwig will blast it along the boards and comes right to the Americans. Here comes Kerbashian across the line and in. Kerbashian with a shot. Rebound was tipped just wide. And now Fort Worth will come back the other way. Gaining the line was Talent. Dropped it off for Fox. He'll fire it across. Big shot. And Silverthorne lost his stick as Ludwig will tip it back to him, but still able to make that save with a minute 50 left to go in the game. 10 seconds left in the power play. Deitch gains the line. Tipped away by Brendan Hodge. Picked up by Tyler Ludwig as he dumps it down low. And Lucan is out of the box. Back to full strength. Allen has filled off another one. There's Kerbashian now. Trying to get it around in front. Kerbashian with a shot. Save made by Fogel. Kept in by Allen. Kerbashian another shot, and that one didn't make it towards the net. Minute 24 left to go in our game. Allen trailing 6-1. Here comes Rui back into the zone. Rui, he's got a man with him. Snowden trying to get it in front, and it's tipped away back to center. Here comes Shaftsma racing back the other way. Shaftsma had it tipped away, and now it's knocked back to center by the Brahmas. 1 minute left in the game. And Montgomery will send it ahead all the way down the ice. 55 seconds to go in the game. And the Americans trailing by a 6-1 count.
Yes, like you said, we kind of forget the score's kind of been out of control ever since the third period. Kudos to the Allen Americans for killing a whole bunch of shorthanded penalties. And I can't wait to see the box score at the end of this contest and the penalties that will ensue.
Well, needless to say, the Americans have broken the previous record of penalty minutes in a game. Both teams have, by the way. 49 seconds left to go in this third period. And now Montgomery gets to the head. Pass comes to Shaftsma as they gain the line. Tipped right towards the goal. Now Shaftsma battling there behind the net. Comes back to center. Montgomery fired it across. Here comes Daniels gaining the line. Daniels trying to tip it off to Doyle. Backhand pass. Didn't make it towards the front of the net. And it'll be tipped back down the ice. 22 seconds left to go here in the third period. A 6-1 lead for Fort Worth. And the Brahmas will climb to within 1 point of Allen in the top spot of the Central Hockey. 10 seconds to go. And now we got another fight breaking out right down here in front of the penalty box. Doyle. I can't say. I think it's Garrett Clark. It's Garrett Clark. It's 51 and Mayer 51 and 91. 10 seconds left to go in the game, and Clark will head towards the exit. So will Mayer. This game is going to end, thankfully, in 10 seconds. But they'll talk about this one for a long time to come. The most out of control game between these two teams in the 4 years that the Americans have been in the league.
It really has been interesting, not at all what we would have anticipated after the first 10 minutes of the first period, but certainly a change in climate from then on as Fort Worth comes out and scores 6 goals, unanswered goals, 8 goaltender, and then we have the goaltender standing on the ice.
Here to the left of Silverthorne, 8 seconds to go, 5 seconds. And the game is going to end. Final 6-1 in favor of the Brahmas.
We've shaken up the wireless status quo before, but not like this. This is big. It's blisteringly fast. It's unlimited, and it's unbeatable. Unlimited 4G LTE from Metro PCS. No data caps, no annual contracts. Now as low as $50 a month, taxes and regulatory fees included. It's the latest technology on the fastest network technology around, and It's unlimited, which makes this the smartest plan around for stupid cheap. And you can get the 4G LG Motion as low as $99. Never before has there been a 4G plan this good. Unlimited 4G LTE for as low as $50 a month. It's hands down the best deal around. One more reason everybody's moving to Metro. Metro PCS, wireless for all. Limited time offer. Coverage and services not available everywhere. Rates, services, and features subject to change. Visit MetroPCS.com or Metro PCS store for details and terms and conditions of service.
At Brandon Thomas Subaru, it's time for the savings event of the year during the Subaru Share the Love event. We're wrapping up 2012 by offering all of our best-selling Subaru models at incredibly low prices.
Like the 2013 Forester 2.5X, only $19,998. And get the 2013 Outback 2.5i for just $215 per month for as low as 0.9%.
So come see us today at Brandon Thomas Subaru in McKinney on Highway 75, exit number 40.
For offers with approved credit plus TTNL. See dealer for details. Outback model DDB01.
The Allen Rickers is the newest European-style pub in Plano. At the Allen Rickers, they take pride in making it from scratch.